Yo, beautiful people, what is up? It is FinState with CB83 coming to you for another banger of a show. Shout out to everybody in the chat. I see 5 people in the building right now. First of all, gotta give a shout out to the homie Marino's GOAT who was in here first. He says, fins up. You know we gotta go up for the homie one time for the one time. Yes, sir. Shout out to the homie Marino's GOAT in the building. What is up, man? Let's get it. Let's get it. Another night of football. Two aside in the building says Dud fins are turning heads. That is because people are respectful and don't want to laugh directly at them. You hear this guy? Do you hear this guy? What is this guy?
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
What are you talking about, man? Shout out to the homie Iceman in the building. He says, let's go Zack attack with the fire emoji. CB, my dog. What's up? We got to go up for the homie one time. Let's go, Iceman. Yes, sir. What is up, man? We got 15 people in the building right now. Punch that like button. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. We gets it in over here, man. Shout out to the homie Sean of Red, White, and Bills. He says, "What's up, CB? What's up, Sean? Man, I'm looking forward to doing a little Bills hate week stream. We got to get you on for that. Looking forward to the matchup. I have a family member, my cousin Elijah, who plays for the Bills now. So, man, it just sits different with me right now. It hits differently with me right now. It does, man. So shout out to everybody. Shout out to the mod squad. I do got to add some more mods. So as people come around more often and I see them interacting in the chat and just having a conversation, you don't have to be, a fan of any particular player or anything, but I will add mods just, for people who are around the channel and support the channel. And come in, do the damn thing. You know what time it is. B Show 58. What's good? He says, been a while. What up, CB? What's up with the homie, man? Shout out to the homie Glenn in the building. What's going on? 3 days in a row, CB. You feeling okay? Everything straight? Hey, I'm feeling good, Glenn. I'm feeling real good. The Miami Dolphins are off to, I think, a good start. I think a lot of people are down the Miami Dolphins, but I'm excited about the season. I mean, if you can't get excited about the season, something's wrong with you. But shout out to the homie Glenn, who's always around, who's been a part of the members gang at one point, always supporting this channel. Shout out to Glenn. Let's go, Glenn. Yes, sir, Glenn. Seasoned Apple in the building. I think blind people can see this is a 12-win team, win healthy. Ooh. Hey, is he cooking right now? Is he cooking?
I hope so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yo, I really hope we're a 12-win team. And I think, honestly, when healthy, we're a 12-win team. It's just the Miami Dolphins haven't found a way to stay healthy. So that's a big, major part of the issue. Big major part of the issue. He says, yes, sir. Always looking forward to it. For sure. I'm going to get my man on, talk some Bills, talk some Dolphins, talk the matchup. Ian Baller, what's good? He says, let's go. Got the leader of the defense back in the building. Let's go. We got to talk about Zack Sieler and that contract. Actually, I'm going to get to that first. We're actually going to discuss that first a little bit and get it cracking. Glenn says, I had to shut it down because I thought you stopped streaming. No, I'm good. I'm back. We back, Glenn. We back. Not we black, but we back. You already know what time it is. Anthony Manzano in the building. What's good with you? Ian Baller, Austin Jackson will be back week 1, and we will have a top 15 O-line when healthy. I need Austin Jackson healthy. That's my problem. We got to get it done. So we got to find a way to keep Austin Jackson healthy and keep him on the field. Season Apple says, now we got bread for Rasul. You making moves, huh? Making moves. Ian Baller says I pass on Rasul. Totally washed. Okay. All right. We'll see. We'll see what the Miami Dolphins are doing. First and foremost, let's get to some of this Miami Dolphins news from today. Let's see here. Miami Dolphins. Let's see what we got. So came out today. Actually, probably about an hour and a half ago. The Miami Dolphins posted the Zack Sieler hype video of him returning to the Miami Dolphins. So that was pretty cool. And the deal. Let's take a look at the deal because we got to take a look at the deal. And there's some other information here, but this is King of Finland. It says breaking: the Miami Dolphins, Zack Sieler, have agreed to a 3-year extension worth up to $67.75 million, including $44 million guarantee. Miami retains one of their homegrown stars. And Zack Sieler was picked up from the Ravens practice squad. And honestly, since joining the Miami Dolphins, he's been a star here. And, people thought it was because of Christian Wilkins and, the salt and pepper aspect. But Zack Sieler is absolutely ball. So we got to give him his props there. And, he deserves to be one of those guys that are paid well because he is one of the foundational pieces of the Miami Dolphins. I've been hearing a lot about these foundational pieces, and those are conversations we're going to have about players. And I think Zack Sieler is definitely one of those guys that you build around and build your squad with. He's one of those, hard hat, lunch pail guys, comes to work, does the right thing on and off the field, makes plays on Sundays, and that's really all you can ask for. He works hard, great teammate, and those are guys you want to pay and keep around. So the Miami Dolphins zip it up, get him paid. He was, at camp participating, kind of doing a hold in a little bit, but just kind of showing the Dolphins his value and really wanting to do right by the Dolphins and get the money he deserves. So the Miami Dolphins do right and get him the money he deserves. So I like it. I like the fact that we can keep Sieler around. Like I said, hard hat, lunch pail guy, comes to work, practices hard, great player on and off the field, and he does what's right. So glad the Miami Dolphins can kind of sew him up, and that's not a situation we need to be worried about moving forward. So appreciate it. There's solid play by the Dolphins. Anthony says, CB, I had a bad feeling about this. I didn't trust AJ to stay healthy. I don't think he's going to be back before week 1. And I think at the most generous, I think he's back week 6. Ooh, okay. You put Austin Jackson back week 6. I got you. All right. We'll talk a little bit about the offensive line. Day 1, what's good? He says, let's go. What's good, Day 1? Ian Baller says, Anthony, if he's not ready for camp, it's between Borum and K. Smith for right tackle. And the Dolphins did make a move for a depth piece today at the offensive line. I did want to show you guys this. This was pretty cool. Let me show you this. Tua to Waddle. Nice a one-hand grab. That's gonna be deadly. That's gonna be a deadly combo. I'm looking forward to seeing a lot. Looking forward to seeing a lot more of that. That Tua to Waddle combo, and that's honestly, when it comes down to it, that's something I think the Miami Dolphins lacked last year was the opportunity for Waddle to get off. I felt like Waddle didn't really have a great year. And that's something we need as an offense. I think we need both Tyreek and Waddle to do their thing. I think it helps tremendously with the offense. And then running the ball, the run game. So it's something that goes hand in hand, and I think we really need to do a better job of keeping keeping Waddle involved. Like Waddle's got to be involved. He's got to be one of those dudes for the Dolphins. And it's just going to help us offensively. So we gotta do that. But check this out. Oh, I gotta show you guys this real quick. So I think Tua did have his first pick today. Um, this was his first pick, and guess who got the first pick on um onto a hat. I mean, it's only right that it's Minka. So check this out right here. So actually, I kind of saw the play. This was like a red zone period, or not really a red zone period, but red zone play. And this is Tua throwing an out route to Tyreek Hill, right? So Tyreek Hill kind of runs. I think he starts on the outside a little bit, runs like you know, like a 5-6 yard out, just crossing over the end zone. A lot of times when guys are running these outs in the end zone, right? They just want to get their feet across the goal line and then sprint to the outside, right? They want to sprint to the outside because he feels man coverage, right? That's what Tyreek is feeling on this play. He's feeling man coverage. So if he's feeling man coverage, there's nowhere to sit down. He's just got to outrun this guy to the sideline, and Tua's got to put the ball away from him, right? And that's what they want to do on this play. But somehow Minka finds his way, off of his guy, and he makes a play on the ball, and it's a pick six. So this, I mean, a good play, a good play by Minka for sure. Bad play by Tua. Um, but these are the plays you want to see. You want to see your players make. They're like defensive play. These are defensive plays that we missed last year. Like we couldn't get this done last year. And these are game changing plays right here. Pick six to the crib. Really just gut wrenching, take a knife, stick it in their heart type play. So you can see the out route being thrown. Minka jumps it, and Minka's off to the races. Off to the races. So really cool to see Minka out there making plays. Yeah, I mean, a mistake by Tua, but mistakes are definitely happening in camp, and then, those are plays you can't have in a game for sure. Like Tua can't throw that ball in the game and make that mistake because it cost us. So that's something we got to take a look at. But Tua's evaluating that, and those guys really do a good job of going back and forth. I've even Minka's talked about it, and how he's talked about how him and Tua really have a good relationship and talk about different plays. So I'm sure they had a conversation about this. Hey, what do you see? Why did you jump it? How did you know I was going to go there? And when you practice against guys a lot, right? And you got a matchup of Tyreek Hill, and they want to get the ball to Tyreek, bro. I mean, they want to get the ball to a $30 million man who makes a lot of plays. So sometimes Tua, you have to find a way to come off, maybe look that way and then come off and throw to somewhere else, because they know you want to kind of force the ball in there. And sometimes that's what's happening. So that's something Tua has to learn from and be better from, for sure. For sure. But yeah, that's that. So we've talked about, and I kind of have some notes about what I wanted to talk about. So let's talk about camp yesterday. And that's something. So I went to Miami Dolphins training camp yesterday. Let me take this off the screen real quick. So I went to Miami Dolphins training camp yesterday. Really a solid experience, right? I think first of all, the Miami Dolphins do a good job at training camp of kind of rolling out the red carpet, taking care of fans, and just making it a good experience for fans. So I got there early. The Miami Dolphins, they have the garage sale yearly, and me and some of the other guys, Batman and Papa Paul and some of the other guys, try to get there early, so we can get in line, grab some stuff, and that's the opportunity for you to get like Miami Dolphins merch, They had some chairs this year, which I got 2 of. I'm excited about, like leather chairs. But yeah, so we got there early. It was a good experience. And the Dolphins had a good practice. Now, when it comes to the Miami Dolphins practice, I'm not there every day, but the day I went, um, I thought it ran pretty smoothly, right? I'd like to see practice be a little bit more physical, right? And that's my thought process, right? Now, they're not really out there banging like that, right? They don't I don't even think they're in well, they may have been in full pads yesterday, but it looked like kind of shells. But that's how they practice. They practice like they don't have like they don't have bottoms on, like thigh pads, knee pads, stuff like that. So when it comes down to it, I'd like to see them be a little bit more physical at practice, right? Like more inside drill, more short yardage stuff where they go goal line and stuff like that. I didn't see many competitive drills, right? I saw some, oh, we're gonna run plays against each other, one versus ones and stuff like that. But I'd like to see practice be a little bit more physical, a little bit more upbeat, and more competitive, right? Because I want to see guys really get after it in these team periods and do it for like running, right? And like that's something that I think will kind of up the ante at practice is bringing that physicality level up. And that's what I think is a missing element from the practice I saw is just, hey, I need to see more physicality. I need to see more guys downhill, banging, thumping, really getting after it. And I feel like I didn't see a lot of that. So I thought it was a good practice. Tua had a solid day. The backups had a solid day. Offensive line did a good job for the most part. I'm excited about, Patrick Paul. I'm excited about James Daniels and Savanea. These are players that are gonna help us, and the offensive line should be honestly better than they were last year. They should be better than they were last year for sure. Um, and that's all we can hope for. Better and healthier. I need better play and I need healthier offensive linemen, right? Because I think that really helps us out, right? Now, these are some of the standouts. You know, from what I saw, I thought Madison had a really solid day running the football. Tanner Connor had an early drop, but I mean, honestly, Tanner Connor had a lot of catches yesterday. Like he was really involved in the offense. I could see Waller coming into that tight end position and really being effective if he's running the same routes that Tanner Connor ran yesterday because Tanner Connor got a lot of balls thrown his way, and he made the best of it. He made plays. Right? So it's a lot of short underneath stuff, but that's what the Dolphins need sometimes. Those plays are an extension of the run game, and that's going to be important. That's going to be important. Now, cornerbacks, I think Storm Duck is, slowly getting there, slowly getting into that role of being one of the dudes, right? Cam Smith, I didn't see a lot of Cam Smith, but what I saw was okay from him. Right? I thought it was okay. Um, Now Patrick Paul, like I said, he's doing really well. Defensive line wise, it's just hard to tell. To be completely honest, which is hard to tell like who's really balling on the defensive line because you see honestly the right side struggled running the ball yesterday, and Austin Jackson wasn't out there yesterday, so that's why I can see that being the case. Austin Jackson just wasn't available. So um that was a thing yesterday. Um so and hold on one second, let me send this message. I'm still here. Yeah, so yeah, I thought it was I mean, you see guys making plays. You see him getting after it. I just want to see a little bit more physicality, a little bit more competition, a little bit more like talking back and forth. The defense, they bring the energy a little bit. I'd like to see more energy from the defense, really putting pressure on the offense to really make plays. And I know those guys will go back and forth, right? Some days the offense will, win. Some days the defense will win. That's just the nature of being in camp too. It's just like it's a lot of practicing against each other. So, and it gets monotonous, right? They're at day 10 of camp, so I'm sure they're like, man, this is getting to the point where it's wearing on us. But I think that's why also Mike McDaniel chose to kind of get on the road a little bit, because I feel like getting on the road with your team kind of refocuses them and kind of gets them ready for the season. Um, and I think that's going to be an important aspect of it as well, is just getting on the road with them, having some joint practices, going against some people you're not used to seeing, some different looks. And then, watching the film, evaluating it, and just, trying to get better over that period of time. So I think that's why Mike McDaniel chose to kind of get on the road a little bit for training camp. So they're going to be gone for, I think, 2 weeks coming up. And we won't see a lot of people at training camp just because there won't be any practices at the crib. So they'll be in Chicago, and I think it's Detroit after that, something like that. But yeah, they're on the road, so they're doing some joint practice, and then we got the Jags too. So yeah, we definitely got some stuff going on. But let's get to the chat a little bit. Let's see. I see some people in here. I gotta give a shout out. Um, Ian Baller says Jermaine, the guy they signed, I don't see much from him. He's a better guard to me, to be honest, and he got solid depth, guard depth, but maybe he surprises. And yeah, I think it's Jermaine Afide or something like that. That's the guy we signed as offensive line depth piece. Shout out to the homie Shake Money in the chat. He says, "What's good, everyone?" Shout out to the homie Shake, man. And my bad. I was in this, in the groove. But shout out to the homie Shake Money. Let's go. Hey, and me and Shake are doing something soon. I think I'm gonna be on Larry K's channel with Shake probably next week. I think me and Shake, we're doing something. So me and Shake definitely have something coming up. Tua says horrible pass. He was talking about the Tua Minka pick. Storm Duck been balling. Oh yes, I saw Storm Duck get the orange jersey. We gotta have guys like that step up. So, man, I hope he can come to play. And I heard that Tyreek and Waddle have been kind of giving him some confidence. Hey, you're doing right. You're getting better. Just trust your technique. Trust your speed. Hopefully that's the case. Anthony says, CB, what are your thoughts on Quinn and how he's performing at camp? I think Quinn Ewers is solid. That's what you want to see from, young players who are coming into the league. You want to see guys that can learn from their mistakes, make plays. He's making plays. He's making throws. I feel like, he has all the tools to be successful. It's just a matter of putting it together. And I think preseason will be really important for Quinn. Just making sure he gets the reps, does well. If he can will the Dolphins to put some drives together, I think that's gonna help his stock tremendously. That'll help his stock tremendously. Maybe he does become a formidable, backup for us. And, if he gets a shot, he gets a shot. Now, if he gets a shot and he doesn't look back and he plays super well and to assist the bench, bro, it is what it is. Like, people have played, these quarterbacks have had plenty of opportunities to sit to it down. They just haven't been able to do it. Like, they just haven't been able to sit them down. Teddy Bridgewater, Brissett, Skylar Thompson, all these guys have had opportunities to sit to it down and say, "Hey, I got the position now. I'm the QB now." They've had the opportunity. They just haven't seized it and just taken it over. So it's tough. They got to figure it out. CB, do you think we make a move or trade a young experienced quarterback in a trade? Trade for it? I wouldn't mind trading for a quarterback as long as um the compensation was fair. I'd be cool with that. I'm cool with making any moves to make the Miami Dolphins better for this coming season. Um, that's where I'm at with it. I know a lot of people are saying the Dolphins are tanking. Ross is saying the checkbook is closed, blah, blah, blah. Yay, yay, yay. Mike McDaniel on a hot seat, Chris Greer on a hot seat. Maybe so, but I think I'm cool with them doing whatever they need to do to try to win this season, and prove that they're capable of getting it done. So that's where I'm at with it. Yep, we lost Cater for the season. What else we got in the chat? CB, was that a mid dev out route to the corner, or was it a true deep out? It wasn't a deep out. It was, I think they were like on a 10 to 15 yard or something like that. It may have been less than that. So it was kind of like just a quick out, almost like a speed out. It seemed like, and Minka was able to jump it and take it back to the crib. So I think that's what we're looking at on that route. Cliff D says, cool to sing to a throw a pick six. Walt Dog, what's good with you? Walt Dog 1234 says last year, as Tua as the concrete starter, last season with Mike and Chris in Miami, new guy in 2026. I hear you, boy. These dudes really want overhaul from the Miami Dolphins. I hear you guys. I do hear you. I don't necessarily agree with you. But I do hear you in terms of where you guys are. Michael Lombardo says, what up, CB83? Glad to see you. Let's scroll down. I may drop the link. Y'all want me to drop the link? Should I drop the link in the chat? Tua always talking to Minka about football practices. Yep. Man, we not talking Seminoles, man. We not talking Seminoles. After 26 years without winning a playoff game, how do the Fins have any fans left? Because we are ride or die, bro. We don't, playoff wins don't make us. Honestly, playoff wins don't make me a difference, bro. I want a Super Bowl. I get what y'all are saying with the playoff wins, but I'd rather have a Super Bowl. If you said, hey, do you want 5 years of straight seasons with playoff wins or 1 year with a Super Bowl? Or even if you said 10 years winning a playoff game, winning 1 or 2 playoff games, or so 10 years of winning straight seasons with playoff games, or 10 years of not winning a playoff game and then winning a Super Bowl, I'm taking the Super Bowl all day, bro. So I'm not really a big fan of this. Oh, we need a playoff win, bro. We need a Super Bowl win. Like, that's what we need. And I understand that playoff wins come first, but I rather the Super Bowl is more important to me. Playoff wins are playoff wins. Josh Allen got a lot of playoff wins. Lamar Jackson got a lot of playoff wins, but they ain't got no Super Bowls. So that's kind of my thought process. And tell them, man, dedication. Fandom is fandom, man. You got to tell these guys, Frozen Fin Fan. If y'all don't, y'all got to be sure to subscribe to Frozen Fin Fan. He does a good job over there on his channel too. Be sure to like and subscribe his content. I mean, we got 25 in the building right there. He should get 10 to 15 subscribers just off this. Y'all did it. We support everybody in the Dolphins community. I don't got no hate. Now the Wolf Pack is out there. I want y'all to understand. The Wolf Pack is out there. They are real, right? They are clowns and they do have bad takes and they want Tua to be, unsuccessful and to fail. They are out there, but we still support all the Miami Dolphins content, even if it's Pete's Takes and some of these other shows that, are strictly, focused on Tua hating, right? It's still a situation. Shout out to the homie Cap for life in the building. Cap, what's good, man? Me and Cap hung out over the weekend. It was good to see my homie in Miami. You know, we just shared some time together, hung out around the pool, hanging. Who else was there? Batman was there. David was there. Grumpy pulled up with the wifey. Batman pulled up with wifey and his son. So it was a good time, man. We had a good time this weekend in Miami, and that's what I do love about the community is just having the opportunity to be around like-minded people. And that's what's important to me. Like we can talk about Miami Dolphins and all this other stuff, like but it's cool to be around like-minded people and just kind of share some of the same thoughts. And I mean, it's good to get up with people and just the camaraderie of it, bro. It's real, man. So um good hanging out this weekend with Cap for Life, Grumpy, Batman. I saw a lot of people at camp. I saw Ali at camp. Shout out to Ali, who's in the chat right now. He says hit the like button. Was able to. Hey, me and Ali took a shot. Let me see. Let me post that real quick. Hold on. Let me see. Let me go back here. But yeah, I had a good weekend, and actually I might as well show y'all some of that. Let me see if I can get to my profile. What is, bro? I hate this Twitter on All right, bam, 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 bam. All right, here we go. So let me do this. Let me share my screen with you real quick. Um, hey, so we got some crazy reactions over the weekend too. So I went live from training camp. Just gave y'all a little bit of information. As you can see here, my tweet, it says, "Thank Tua for these damn fans." My homie Batman said it was his idea to install these. And this is us at training camp. That's Grumpy right here in front of me. Grumpy Fin Fans, you know the crazy guy. He good people, man. Shout out to Grumpy. And that's David right there. So David's right there. Grumpy's right here.
Shit. I'm starting that bitch up again, baby.
No way.
And that's Batman right here. With wifey too. So man, we had a good time. And then this is here we go right here. This is Ali and Grumpy, David taking a shot, just hanging out. Here we go right here. Let's play this.
Hey, you already know. You already know.
Where Lewis at? Where Lewis at, bro?
Hey, Boogeyman here. Hey, the Boogeyman here.
The Boogeyman, bro.
Hey, this was hilarious, bro. Yeah, hey, y'all gotta love this, bro. So we were taking a shot after training camp. Ali had some tequila. He was like, "Bro, let's get a shot going." Bro, it was blazing outside, but took a shot off his homie's truck, and you'll see Batman here in a sec. Hold on.
Hey, you already know. You already know.
Where Lewis at? Where Lewis at, bro?
Hey, Boogeyman here. Hey, the Boogeyman here.
The Boogeyman, bro.
Hey, you already know we on it, man. Hey, look who that is right there.
Who is it? Oh shit!
Look at that motherfucker right
look
there.
At that! Look at the lonely guy.
Come on, lonely guy. Hey, you already know. You already know.
Where Lewis at? Where Lewis?
Hey, that was Batman walking down the aisle. We was about to take a shot. Grumpy, a wild boy. Boy, we had some fun though. We had some good times. And then let me back out of this real quick. So we did that. And then also what else we got? Hold on one second. So man, they're trying to get me to verify, bro. I ain't verified, bro. What you talking about? Hey, so these are some photos from camp. This is me with Batman. Hey, look at Grumpy. Hey, Grumpy got the orange jersey on, man. You see Grumpy with the orange jersey on. Shout out to the homie Grumpy, Batman, David. We was hanging good down there, man. Hanging good in Miami. Y'all see the boys. The boys look good, man. The boys looking good. We still holding up all right, man. And Batman, shout out to Batman. Batman always gonna have the beers on deck. Hey, he had them cold Coronas for your boy, man. I think I had 6 before I even got into training camp. That was my breakfast, bro. We was on them. We was on them, and then we did the shots afterwards too. So we was good. We wasn't sauce, but we was right. We was getting right. Um, and then that's me and Grumpy right there hanging out, chilling. Having a good time. And that's us where we were sitting. And then I was sitting here, and then I had a Karen behind me. She was, they don't like you video and stuff like that, so they write down your seat number. So I had to move to the back to like the 50-yard line and go all the way to the back. So that's why y'all saw me streaming in the back, because you can't really like video and stuff. They don't want you videoing. So that's how that works. But yeah, it was a good time. And then the boys pulled up on me at the resort afterwards. They pulled up on me at the resort. We had a good time just hanging, chilling by the pool. That's when the homie Cat pulled up. Shout out to Cat for life for pulling up, man. But yeah, hey, what I'm gonna do is check this out. I got about 20 minutes left. I'm dropping the link. I'm gonna let a few people on one at a time just to ask some questions, talk some Dolphins, and see what you think so far in regards to camp. This is just open call-ins, come up. Who I got in the chat? Shout out to the homies in the chat. I see y'all in here. Be sure to like and subscribe. Donate to the channel if you can. Become a member if you can. King Jamie in the building. What's good, Brian? See you in a minute, man. Marino's goat in the building. I see the homies pulling up in here. They pulling up in the back. Yeah, so it was a good time, man. It was a good time, good opportunity to, hang with the guys and just kick it for a little bit. But let me remove this off the stage. I got a few people coming on right now. And let me get the homie Vamos on here first. Vamos, what's good with you, my boy? What's good?
Damn, long time no see, bro.
Long time no see, Brody. How you been? What's up? I see you. My dog got on camera for me. What's popping with you?
Shit, man.
What you got? What you think about these Dolphins, man? I know, hey, honestly, I know you usually a wolf packer, Vamos. You usually
you know
wolf.
what?
my dog usually a wolf packer, but
Yep.
what's your thoughts on the Miami Dolphins? Do you think they got a shot to be decent? Like, what's your thoughts, man?
I said, floor is 5 to 6 wins.
Okay, floor is 5 to 6.
Ceiling 9 or 10.
Ceiling 9 or 10. That's respectable. That's respectable. Now, when you say floor 5 to 6, I mean, I feel like that would be absolutely with everything imploding at the seams, right?
Yep.
And if that happens, I think there will be like wholesale change in the Miami Dolphins organization. So if that does happen, just know that we won't see the same people around here anymore.
Facts.
But 9 and 10. Honestly, I think the Dolphins have been 9 or 10 every year that McDaniel's been here, and those are years where Tua's been hurt for the most part. So I feel like the key for Mike McDaniel this year is keeping his quarterback healthy and having him protect himself. So that's going to be a big part of that. But what are your thoughts on camp so far? You excited about it? You think it's kind of the same, or you just not really sold on it until you see the game?
Yeah, I'll have to see what they do in the season.
Okay, so you want to see what they do in the season prior to passing any judgment.
Yep.
But I got you. What was good having you on, Vamos? Is good seeing you, bro.
Yeah, you too, man.
Yeah, we got to get up soon, man. Hit me up. I know college season is approaching.
Bro, I'm only 2 hours from you.
Yeah. You're only 2 hours
anything,
away.
I'll give you the address and you can stop by or some shit.
Yeah. Let me know, man. I mean,
All right, man.
I'll pull up if I'm in that area. But it's good to see you, bro. Good to talk to
Oh,
you.
you too, man.
We'll definitely get up soon. And hey, it's still go nose. The nose still gonna
No,
whip the
man. No,
Canes,
no, 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 no,
bro.
no. Go Canes.
All right, bro. I'm gonna
All
holler
right,
at
man.
you. All right. Hey, shout out to Canes for pulling up, man. That's the homie in real life. So appreciate the homie pulling up. Hey, who is this? Big Nick in the building. Nick, what it do, man?
Man, I was gonna come up here and just kick the bobo with you for a second, but you know I can't let that slide.
What, man? What you talking about, Nick?
Bro, bro, before you come on the internet and you make a prediction like 4 to 6 wins, at least go look at what's projected to be the starting 22. The starting 20. Just go look at this team as a whole, man, and just
Yeah.
project that right now as it stands, no major injuries to any winning football player, anybody that actually have a say in winning or losing, right? The
Mm,
predominant players. We're
okay.
healthy. We're due to be healthy. Tua is an 8-win quarterback by himself. There's nowhere in
Yeah.
the world this team go 4 and 6, bro. Nowhere in the world this team. And then when you look at the deepest this linebacker room has ever been, right? Everybody in this linebacker room, the top four, has been starters in the NFL at a high level. Starters,
Yeah.
right? And then you look at the back end with Mika. And then you look at these one All Pro, two Pro Bowlers, and a future Defensive Player of the Year on the edge. You look at Zack Sieler. Where is 4 to 6 wins coming from, bro? With this early part of the schedule, I'm looking at least 5-1, 6-0 the first 6 games.
Ooh, 5-0, 6-1.
Man, we
Honestly,
that team, dog. We that
bro,
team, bro.
I think so too, Nick. And
Bro,
I think a lot of people are looking at the Fence situation from last year, and just kind of. I mean, I feel like they're kind of downplaying our situation based on how we performed at the end of last year. And with Tua being hurt and injured, I feel like it's just difficult to gauge this team, right? And I can understand where people are. They don't think that Tua is going to stay healthy for a complete season and stuff like that. But it's only, I mean, when you look at the team from top to bottom and you really step back and look at it from a macro perspective, the team doesn't have many holes, right? And
we got a
the
young secondary.
yeah, and that's really where we are. We have a young secondary, and our offensive line hasn't
But
stayed
we got the
healthy.
best
And
D line in football.
one of the yeah, for sure. I would say that. I would say that if barring health, I would say we will have the best defensive line in football. The best, and honestly, I might even say one of the top 5 front 7s in football,
One of the
right?
top 5 front 7s, easily.
In football. And if we have a top 5 front 7, it's going to complement the secondary, which means you don't have to have world beaters back there. You just have guys that are going to be in position to make plays and take some things away from receivers. So, I mean, Nick, I'm excited, bro.
But listen to this. Check this out, CB. I can't because he only had 1 year. Hold on.
No, go ahead,
I
go
can't,
ahead.
I can't because he only had 1 year as defensive coordinator. However, is there any doubt in anybody's mind that at the end of the season, he's projected to be the hottest coaching candidate in the NFL?
I don't think.
Right?
Hey, yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I don't think people can look at Weaver and say he's not going to be one of those guys.
Right? So when you take a look at the front 7 that you and I believe is top 5 front 7, right? And then you think about the teams that we're going to face in the first 6 games. Which offensive line is going to make it look like we don't have a top 5 front 7 in the NFL? Which team's offensive line that we're going to play in the first 6 games is going to
Mm,
stop us from looking like a top 5 defensive line, top 5 front 7 in the NFL?
it's tough. I mean, honestly, that's tough to call. But I mean, when you look at who we have, like we should be making some noise. Honestly, I mean, this has got to be a defense that creates some turnovers and gives the ball back to the offense so we can go down and score some points. Like they got to be a unit that does that. And when you look at our edge rushers, getting Phillips and Chubb back will just be a difference maker this season. Those are guys we didn't see play I mean, Phillips played a little bit, right? But he didn't play much at all. Chubb didn't play a
Right.
down
I
last
think he
year.
played 5 games. I think he played 5 games. He had a
So
sack
J-
or
so
in 5 games.
so Jalen Phillips might have had a few games, but Chubb didn't play a down last year.
Didn't play a down.
And we haven't seen that Chubb, Jalen Phillips, Chubb rotation. We haven't seen it at all. So I think having all three of those guys coming off the edge, and then still having Kenneth Grant, Sieler, and some of the other guys in the middle, along with the linebackers that we have, Willie Gay, guys like him standing out, Jordan Brooks, Estrick, like, bro, we're gonna make some plays, Nick. We got to, bro. It's only right. I feel like it's only
I'm
right.
gonna let the next man up, but let me say these parting shots before I let the next man up.
Go ahead.
The first shot is I think we're due from the football gods, the football injury gods. I think we're due a break.
Okay.
I think it's been time.
It's
You know
been
what I'm saying?
time.
No time. Like every team every year gets their break. It's our turn, right?
Yeah.
Secondly, I think the receiver room is going to be all veterans. I don't think any UDFA is going to make the 53. I just
Okay.
think that the veterans are a step ahead right now. Estridge look like he's going to be like there's no UDFA that's outperforming Estridge, and you're going to go with that veteran over that UDFA. So I don't think it's going to be any youth undrafted free agents in the receiver room. And my bold prediction is
What is
12, but I'm really leaning 13 wins.
it? Ooh, that boy said 12 or 13 of them things, huh? I hear you. And
But it all depends on health, bro. It all depends on health.
Yeah, it does.
We stay healthy. We got a squad to match up with anybody. I truly feel that.
I agree with you, man. Shout out to you, Big Nick. I appreciate you coming through, bro. It's always love.
Hey, bro, be safe.
You already know, bro. Fins up. Shout out to the homie Big Nick for pulling up. Hey, we got another guest in the back. I dropped a link. If you want to come up, don't be shy. CB83 don't bite. I ain't gonna tear your head off, Wolfpack. It's all love. But I got the homie Irv in the building. Irv, what's good with you?
Hey, what's up, CB? How you doing, bro? How's your night going so far?
Doing good, man. It's good to get on here and talk Fins a little bit. Get some of you guys on. What's up with you, man? How you feeling about the Dolphins, man? I know you've been keeping up. I know you one of those guys who are kind of always in the community, always, showing up and getting information and processing it the right way. What's your thoughts on what we've been doing so far?
Obviously there's some concerns with this team, regarding especially regarding the cornerback position and the depth there and the tight end position. But I don't know, bro. I think people are kind of underestimating us. I know some of the media outlets have us in the 20s when it comes to power rankings and stuff like that. But I think we made some really good moves in the offensive line. I think we're much deeper at the guard position. And you got guys that can actually fit the scheme. Because I think Robert Jones, for example, was more of a heavy-footed, slow guy who struggled out in space blocking, whether it was in the screen game or outside zone. Didn't really have that lateral athleticism or agility to play in that scheme. But, Eichenberg, good backup, but not really an athletic guy per se. Doesn't have a really strong anchor.
Yeah.
So you didn't have guys that could fit the scheme, and they went out there and they found guys that had a better anchor. They're stronger at the point of attack. They're more mobile, can get to the second level. And James Daniels and Jonah Savayanaya, and they're strong. They're stronger. They're more stronger at the point of attack and stuff. So you got guys that can fit both of the schemes, and like that, you can be able to improve your short yardage situations and help the backs get run better between the tackles. Maybe it could help your short yardage situations in terms of converting on third down, goal line situation, things that we've been struggling the past couple of years. So I like that part. I like that they got very physical in the trenches as well on the opposite side of the ball. That we got Kenneth Grant, we got Jordan Phillips, we got Zeke Biggers, like big, powerful trench guys that can move. They're athletic, but they're guys that are strong. They're heavy-handed. They got a plethora of moves. You got push, pull. Swim over, club swim, or whatever. You got guys that can push the pocket and force quarterbacks to get them comfortable and roll out. And then you got your pass rushers back. With Chubb, you got Chop Robinson, who now has that rookie season, that second half to build on. And then you got Phillips back, and these guys are going to be healthier. Now you're going to have like one of the most lethal front sevens. And these guys, with these guys, eating up blocks and allow the linebackers to shoot the gaps or blitz through there, it's going to help the secondary a lot because they don't have to cover guys on an island as much.
Yeah.
So they're going to, all they got to do is just stick to their assignments, be patient, and then maybe wait for an errant pass here to get an interception, bro. So, I like the Minka Fitzpatrick addition. I think if Milifon was a guy that you could kind of rotate as that star role, play in the nickel, on the slot. I'm sorry, in the boundary. You can use them in the box. You can use them everywhere. So I like the defense, man. I like the offense. I like the addition of Nick Westbrook-Akine. He's giving you some size. Plus, he gives you an advantage in terms, like he's an improvement in terms of the run blocking. So he's going to help out with the crack toss. He's going to help out with the screen game. I really do.
Yeah, and I
really do.
I like Westbrook too.
So overall, I feel better. I feel good.
Would you say you felt better this year, or last year going into the season?
I'm not saying anything.
You heard me? Did you hear the question I gave? So, I mean, did you feel better last year?
I think I can hear you.
Yeah, which one did you feel better this year or last year going into the season? And kind of looking back on it. I don't know. Maybe Irv has a delay.
I think we're a lot deeper in the positions that I just talked about.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Irv was having some issues. So yeah, and honestly, I feel like that's where do you guys feel in terms of oh, there he is. He's back. There you go.
There we go. You hear me better now?
Yeah, I got you better now.
Okay.
Go ahead. But yeah, I was saying, like, which one do you feel better? Like, did you feel better this year or last year going into the season?
Well, I think, like, based on the positions that I just talked about, like especially like the interior defensive line, the pass rushers, just because we're getting our guys back, the wide receiving core, the interior of the offensive line, safety position even. Like, I think we made improvements on all those positions, bro. I think we're going to be better. The question is the health. You know what I mean? And there's certain there's certain issues at cornerback, especially that we lost Cater, we lost Artie Burns, the ACL tear. So, and even though we got Mike Hilton, we got the other guy, Jack Jones. So there's a little bit of depth issues there, even though I think we could have some good depth if, what's this cornerback's name? I forgot his name.
What, the new guy? So we got
Ethan Bonner. Ethan Bonner. If guys, Ethan Bonner, if they can be, good enough depth, or guys like Storm Duck, if they can get good enough reps and provide some good starting reps opposite of Jack Jones, or they could be good enough to serve as like rotational pieces, then I think we could be good there. Offensive line scares me too, dude. But we'll see. I mean, I like Keon Smith. He had some good film against Washington. He looked pretty good there. Brunskill could be like your rotational swing guy. I think he could play both guard spots, and we'll see what Borum can do. I think Ryder made a good point today that Miami's scheme and the way Mike McDaniel, runs his scheme with the offensive line, like, with the jump setting and the run blocking when you're running play action, like that, those type of things can hide the deficiencies that certain guys will have if they're like in a vertical pass set, doing like just vertical pass
Yeah.
blocking, and you know
And
what I mean. So
yeah, and we had some
yeah,
conversations about that. And honestly,
yeah,
when I watched the film, when I put on the film for the Miami Dolphins, there aren't a lot of vertical setting. It's just not. It's not a north
yeah,
and south thing for the Miami Dolphins. It's typically east
hmm
and west. So it's a lot of slide protection,
right,
and really almost giving the look that it's going to be a run situation. Like offensive linemen really stressing low hat at the line of scrimmage, because when they see low hats, when the defense sees low hats, they're thinking, oh, they're run blocking, right?
hmm
So
hmm
when they come off the ball and they show low hats and they're low to the ground,
yeah,
defenses are thinking, oh shit, it's
they're gonna
a
run the ball.
run. They're gonna run the
Yeah,
ball, and by the time you look at it, we're passing the ball and the ball's out super quick. So that's something that
that too.
Miami, and he does, and McDaniel just really does a good job of not putting his offensive lineman in those stressful situations where it's, hey, me and you one-on-one, and it's third and forever, and I gotta win on this rep or my quarterback is gonna get killed. It's rarely
hmm
situations where he puts his offensive lineman in, those type of situations. So he does a good job of masking that. I just don't feel like you can get away with doing that all the time, right? There's
You got to
some
mix it
times
up.
you gotta
Yeah,
mix it up. You gotta be
hmm
versatile. Those guys gotta be able to pass set and be able to vertical set, especially if you're going to try to get the ball down the field, right?
yep,
And you want to take your shots. Now, what I like to see from Tua's standpoint is maybe you let the ball go a little bit sooner when it comes to these deep balls, right? Because I feel like
yeah,
a lot of times if Tua would just let the ball go a little bit sooner and anticipate his guy running underneath it, then
hmm
the ball would be out quicker and he wouldn't have to throw the ball 70, 80, 60, 70 yards down the field. He would just need to put it 40 yards down the field away from the safety and
yeah,
make sure he lets it go right away so Tyreek can run under it and continue running. So maybe that's
hmm
something they do more of now. But I mean, Mike McDaniel does, for the most part, do a really good job of play calling and keeping the defense off balance. I'd just like to see him on short yardage be more physical and run the ball at will. Like, bro,
hmm
like you gotta be able to line up and say, hey, we're about to run the ball and you can't stop us. I
yeah,
haven't seen that element from our offense. I've only seen us try to disguise runs and try to run when they don't think we're going to run and hit them that
hmm
way. We got to be able to line up in short yards and say, hey, we about to run it. You better stop us because we're going to do this all day. And that's what I haven't seen from him. And that's where I like to be with him.
yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that if we got some power backs. Alexander Madison's had a good camp so far.
Yeah.
Ali Gordon, those are guys that could really like run between the tackles. Even Jalen Wright, right? And I
Yeah.
think I don't think the problem was with the running backs. Like the running backs, okay, like HN and Wright had some like, there were sometimes they didn't pick the right hole to go through or whatever.
Yeah.
But it was mostly the tight end blocking up front and the guards, the interior. So if you made improvements on by adding, let's say Julian Hill can probably maybe fix his blocking up front, and when he lines up as a Y, and you added Pharaoh Brown, who's a pretty good run blocking tight end, you could fix those problems, and then you beef up the interior of the offensive line where you're more comfortable to run more gap, you're more trap, more inside zone, more duo.
Yeah.
Maybe those are some of the things that you can, be able to run between the tackles and allow these guys to get more holes in the middle of the field, in the middle of the offensive line, so you can, have these guys to get more 5, 8, 10-yard runs, and that's going to open up your play action game because it's going to force the defenses to pinch more like bear fronts or, you know what I mean, and get the linebackers to crowd. You force more single high guys. You force the defense to commit another man in the box. And that's when you get your play action game to go. And you can even also balance your outside zone because it'll help your outside zone as well.
Right. Because if you're running the inside, well, it's going to open up the outside, and vice versa.
Absolutely.
So that's where it's at. But Herb, man, I appreciate you coming up and rapping with me, bro. You always,
Yeah, for sure, man.
have great takes in regards to the Dolphins. So I appreciate you coming through, bro.
Appreciate you,
Send the
man.
love.
Yep,
Shout out to the
100%.
homie, man. Shout out to the homie Herb for popping up, hollering at me. Herb does a good job. Herb knows ball, man. He's no casual, bro. So shout out to Herb for coming through, popping in, showing some love, talking some Miami Dolphins. Hey, we got one more guest in the back. Shout out to the homie Iceman in the building. Ice, what it do, my boy?
CB,
What's cracking with you, bro?
bro. First off, finally you're back, bro. It's about time, dog.
It's been a while, bro. But we bike, boy. What's good with you,
Bro, I'm so fucking happy that we actually got Zach. Now I know the offense. I'm not gonna get into the offense today. You know how I feel about that.
Yeah.
But this defense, oh, they're gonna look scary.
Hey.
Scary. I'm telling you this right now. If we get another corner, top 5 defense. Now I can't speak on the offense because you know how I feel about them. I don't want to talk about offense today. But the defense, oh my God.
Ice. So
dude,
check this out. So right now we have a solid defense, right? I think our guys could play up front. I think we're gonna be solid up front. If we do add another corner, like another legit corner, right? Maybe we trade for one. I don't know. Maybe we figure it out. But if we add somebody and like I feel comfortable, I'm with you, bro, because I feel like this defense has the opportunity to be really special with this group of guys that we got, especially with some of the guys we have stepping up, like Storm Duck. Willie Gay is outperforming, his expectations. Guys are just coming in and making plays. I feel like this is a really upbeat group with great energy. And I think these guys want to play, want to rally, and want to get the job done. It's just a matter of, can they get it done? And I'm excited, man. Now, you said you don't want to talk about the offense. What's your deal with the offense, Ice? What's your deal with the offense? Maybe did I lose him? Come on, man. I lost you. Come on, tighten up, Ice, man. I don't know if your mic's off or what. Oh, there he goes right there. Hold on, let me remove this. Bam, there he is.
Yeah, I got a phone call. I had to call Jordan. I called Jordan back. My bad.
No. You good. But what? So we were talking about the defense. Why you don't want to talk about the offense, bro? What's good? What's your problem with the offense?
First off, the defense. I think Anthony Reaver's that dude. I really do. But with the offense, what I saw. So Lakers sent me the thing, right? He sent me Finn's Extra on Twitter. And it was a bubble screen to the left-hand side, which was a couple days ago in training camp, right?
Yeah.
And that to me kind of was an alert. Like that was a red flag. Because why I say that is when you take a look at one incident of last season with Tyreek Hill, everything was predicated around him in those bubble screens. And we got blown out, CB. And I don't like how it's the same vanilla offense, quick slants. You were at training camp. I mean, you saw it. Let me ask you, how was the offensive play call for you? Because on Wednesday when I was there, I did not like what I saw with the offense. I do like Zach and Quinn Ewers, but with Tua, he still looks a little rusty, CB. But this offense, nah, bro. We're having so many injuries as well with Austin Jackson.
Yeah.
It doesn't look good.
And honestly, play calling is, I guess, our play calling has been okay, right? In game, I like us to be a little bit more physical and get more downhill, especially on short yardage. We just seen look, we play offense like a finesse football team. And I think that's my problem with our offense. It's just like we play finesse. Like there's no versatility. Yeah. Like we don't get downhill, we don't smash mouth.
No.
Like we can't do a little bit of everything. We just are kind of one-trick ponies when it comes to offense. It's usually speed, running around people. Right. It's not very physical. So I can agree with you there. And that's what bothers me about this team. And that's my issue with Mike McDaniel and his play calling is that he's just not versatile enough for me.
No.
Now, I will say this. I've talked to a coach in Miami. I've talked to people in Miami, and I feel like Mike McDaniel has felt like he was handicapped with the group that he had when it came to getting physical and running the football. if a coach doesn't feel comfortable doing it, he's
Yeah.
typically not going to do it. And if he doesn't trust you to get the
Facts.
job done, he's not gonna do it, right?
But
He's not
right,
gonna.
but CB, right there though, you just said it. The fact that if Mike McDaniel can put his foot down and be true to what he knows, stick to it, doesn't have to be the flashy plays like we did a couple years ago. He can stay true to what he knows. If he can, I feel like this offense can finally go into and flourish, if you know what I mean. Like we can go back to what we were, the second best offense, points per game, things of that nature. I do trust in Mike. However, I'm going to take a step back though, CB. I have to for my sake, because at this point, there is so much going on in this team with the injuries constantly decimating this team, setting us back. Now I hear you with Tua Tagovailoa. I know what you're going to tell me, that he's the dude he is. And maybe you're right. For me, you know how I am currently. I'm in the wolf pack, things of that nature. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Bro, it's
But-
a lot of wolf packers out here, bro.
I mean,
Wolf pack,
hey,
wolf pack emojis in the chat.
hey,
Bro, it's a lot of y'all right now. First of all, I gotta give a shout out to the dudes who really like flip flop in the community. And I'm not saying it's you, but there's a lot of people who are just like hot and cold in regards to the Miami Dolphins, and mainly to attack about Loa, right?
yeah,
And you know, people are sometimes are the ooses loose, sometimes trade the dude, get rid of him, cut him. I understand where people are, but I think if you look at Tua's play, I mean, you gotta understand that he gives us the best chance
to win.
football,
Yeah,
right?
the record speaks for itself. I would give you that. When he's there, he gives us the best chance, record wise, percentage wise. I would give you that. There's no question about that.
And I think that's fair. And if for people to be upset about it, I mean, you are where you are with it. I think
feel
it's
like the health though, CB.
It is, bro. That's my only concern with Tua is his health, because I feel like I could deal with Tua being bad for 2 to 3 games, because I feel like if we have a 16, 17 game season of Tua, he may have 2 or 3 bad games, but I feel like that's realistic for every quarterback in the NFL. I feel like that's almost natural to some extent. It's for a QB to have a couple bad games, but we have a couple bad games and then we have Tua missing 6 games. So
that hurts us.
It hurts you, right? And typically, and even when we look back at last year, those 5 to 6 games that he missed were against some really bad teams that we should have easily beat, right? Yeah. Easily beat. But we didn't have our quarterback available, so we dropped L's, and then towards the end of the season, ended up costing us.
You know what I'll give you though? I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. I think I'm very harsh on Mike McDaniel, but I feel like he did a great job with the backup Zach Wilson and Quinn Ewers especially. Yeah. Those 2 quarterbacks, if they, God forbid, if Tua goes down, whatever the case may be, and you allow these guys to grow and give them some time, something could happen. Now, I know Tua is that guy as well. I know a lot of Dolphin fans love him. When I take a look, you mentioned it last year. We had quarterbacks that came in, Tyler Huntley, the list goes on. It obviously didn't pay dividends to us. Yeah. He went into his room, and as you say, I'm going to take your word. You always say, the eye in the sky don't lie.
Don't lie.
And right there, those quarterbacks could help us get to those games. If he does miss, he comes back, we win those games with Tua, or miss or lose, whatever the case those 2 narratives are, respectfully. I feel like that is the great piece that I can sit there and say, I got backup quarterbacks like I can rely on until Tua, like you mentioned, comes back to hold down the fort. That's just how I feel like this year in the quarterback backup room. That's just me though.
And I agree with you. And I'm fine with somebody coming in and sitting Tua down if that's the case. I'm totally fine with that. But you got to come in and play well enough to sit him down. And Tua can sit on ice until you play poorly. I'm fine with that.
You think Mike can do it? You really think Mike can put his foot down for the first time and say, "Look, I'm going to have to."
I mean, Mike's got to. I think that's the position that Mike is in. He can't, hitch his wagon to Tua to the point where it's gonna, hurt the team, right? And nothing you should be doing is hurting the team. It should be about helping the team win. But Iceman, hey, be sure, hey, bro, tell people where they can find you, man.
The deep zones, but also the gaming channel Iceman. But I appreciate you, CB. I'm not here to boast. I just appreciate you giving me that shout out. But hey, I'll catch you on the next one. You already know, man. Always supporting
Hey,
you. All right, bro?
appreciate you coming through, bro.
All right, man.
Hey, be sure to check Iceman out on the deep zones and his gaming channel, Iceman, as well. Go on YouTube, search that in. But yeah, hey, last guest for the night, man. Hey, oh, look at this guy here, man. DGE, you must have just got off work, my boy. You must have just got off work. Hey, me and DGE cooking, me and Big C cooking. Shout out. Hey, speaking of Big C, hey, the homie is right here. What's good? Finn's Posse Podcast in the building. What's up with you, man?
What up? What up? What up? How you doing tonight?
What's good with you? What's going on, man?
Not much. You know, I'm gonna start taking your lead. You know what I mean? Because, you know, I think I hold back on my feelings about the Miami Dolphins a little bit to try to appease the fans that are on the other side. You know what I mean?
Hold on. Holding back. First of all, we don't hold back for nobody, right? We tell people how we feel about it, and if they don't like it, they just don't like it. I mean, it is what it is. Because we can't, and that's the thing, we can't please everybody.
And I feel you on that, but I don't go as hard on certain subjects as sometimes I feel, just because, you know, I do try to appease people to a point, but I'm tired of that. You know what I mean? Like I'm sick of it, and you get backlash.
So
either way, regardless, you know what I mean?
But let's talk about and on what topic in particular are you talking about?
Even as far as Tua Tagovailoa, like, you know, if you're a Tua hater, you're gonna say that he's trash no matter what. You're gonna point out that all his deficiencies, and 95% of the stuff that I hear is just not true. You know what I mean? Has Tua cost us games? He has. Is his health a super important issue that is a problem for the Miami Dolphins? It is. But let's not act like Tua hasn't played good games against good teams, even in cold weather. You know what I mean? Games against Buffalo, games against Philadelphia. You know what I mean? Where it's not just Tua Tagovailoa that is the problem. And lots of times he's playing good enough and the rest of the team ain't. Or, you know, it's we can never get everything to go in one direction at the same time. You know what I mean? Like 2023, Tua was healthy, everybody else was hurt. Every other year, Tua's hurt and everybody else. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, and I think honestly, that's been my biggest gripe. In these 3 years of covering the Miami Dolphins, I feel like they've never really played complimentary football under Mike McDaniel, right? And when I say complimentary football, I mean consistently during a season, they found ways to complement one another. So when the offense is playing poorly, the defense steps up, makes plays necessary to win the game, right? Or when the defense is playing poorly, the offense finds a way to sustain drives, score points, and keep the other offense off the field. I mean, that's been, and then special teams. Special teams, I don't think they've ever been a unit that, I mean, not saying ever. They've had some games, right? The Dallas game, 5 field goals. But they've never been a unit to really force turnovers, block punts, block kicks. Like, they've never been that unit to score in the return game. So honestly, I just feel like we haven't been a good football team overall, right? All 3 units together, we haven't been a really good football team. We've had a good offense at times. We've had an okay defense during stretches, but there's never been a time where I was like, damn, everybody is clicking on the same accord and we're finding a way to put it together. And I think that's been my biggest gripe with Mike McDaniel, is that he's had a good offense at times. He's had a, you know, solid defense at times, but usually one of his units is playing poorly. And that's really what it comes down to. One of his units they either can't get stops or they can't score points, and that's why we're losing games. So he needs to find a way to put the shit together. Like, and honestly, people talk about Chris Greer and, you know, and all the stuff he's done. Bro, Mike McDaniel, this is his team. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. This is his team. He has to find a way to get it done. There's more than enough talent. There's been more than enough talent. manage the reps, manage the workload, make sure guys stay healthy, or push them a little bit more, push them to play through hurt, push them to play through that. Like that's something that he's got to be better at, and we got to find a way. And I'm Big C. Don't hold back, bro. I'm telling you right now. Don't hold back in regards to the Wolfpack. I don't care about them. I named them. I own them. They're my babies. So we don't care about the Wolfpack and what they think about. I mean, we just tell people how we feel about it. And I think Tua's gonna be good this year. I think it's gonna be solid. And I think everybody's jumping off the bandwagon. And I think it's the perfect time for people to jump off because the real fans can really enjoy this thing and enjoy this run that we're about to go on.
I agree. I think Tua is going to be phenomenal this year, especially if the offensive line is going to, you know, from what we're hearing from camp, if they're really playing that well, if Austin Jackson get back healthy, if Austin Jackson is your weakest link on the offensive line, you got a pretty good offensive line, right?
Yeah,
I mean, Austin Jackson's not great, but he's not bad. He's just, you know, he's a decent NFL player. And if he's your worst piece, the Miami Dolphins are going to be able to run the football. And if they run the football, that opens up the pass. I'm not worried about this offense besides the depth upon our offensive line and Tua's health, of course. Defensively, you know, that cornerback room scares me. Storm Duck, you know, it's good that we're hearing things about him. It sucks that Cater went down. Yeah. I think Jones has potential. He's a home run hitter, but you know, he hits the home runs, but he's either the best player on the field, make the best play you've ever seen, or the worst play you've ever seen. You know what I mean? There's no in between with that guy, really. I like our safety depth. I love our linebackers. I think we got a really good team this year. So it kills me that people say 6 wins, 7 wins, 5 wins. You know what I mean? You hear all over different numbers. We were an 8-win team last year with our quarterback missing 6 games.
Yeah. 6 games. And those 6 games make a huge difference. They make all the difference. But yeah, I wanted to address this comment by DGE. Shout out to DGE. He says, still seeing a lot of screenplays to H.N. and Hill at practice. Seems like nothing's changing. And honestly, I can agree with you a little bit there. I do see the screen passes, but I think where this will be different, I think the Miami Dolphins will focus more on running the football. And I think you don't see a lot of that right now in camp because it's just hard to see success in the run game at camp, to me. I mean, because you're going against a defensive line who plays against you every day. And once you get into preseason, you'll be able to see that the Miami Dolphins will be able to run the ball just based on scheme and being able to kind of scheme things up to where, you know, inside outside runs are more deadly against defenses. So I think I agree with you. We're still seeing some of the same, you know, concepts in practice, but I think we'll see the run game kind of open things up a little bit more. And I think Mike McDaniel may be holding back a little bit and saving some of that stuff because he's got to find a way to take his shots down the field. And the best offensive coordinators are coordinators who can use the entire field. So if you aren't taking shots, if you aren't stretching the defense, if you aren't using the outside and running the ball inside, bro, you're going to struggle. So I think Mike McDaniel may be saving some of that stuff for, you know, as we get further down the line and into the season. But, I mean, we'll see how it shakes out. We
ran a lot of screens last year because that was our way of running the ball, right? I mean, we weren't very successful at running the ball. So that was our attempt at picking up short yardage on first and second down. I think the screen game will improve if we have a running game. You know what I mean? I think the screen game opens up the deep pass also. You got people crashing towards the ball that allows a receiver to make a double move and, you know, burst down the field. You know what I mean? I do like this team, though. I think we're in for a really good year as long as we can stay healthy. For the most part, every team suffers injuries. The big game for me is week 3. Is that game in Buffalo? It lets me know who we are. If we're the same old Dolphins, if we go up there and it's a short week, It's in Buffalo. It's primetime football. A team that is favored in every game this year, the Buffalo Bills. If we can go up there and not play good, beat them. We got to beat them. Because we've seen this team play good against good teams, whether people want to forget it or not acknowledge it and only point out, typically when we lose to these good teams that we can't beat, it's not by a wide margin.
Yeah.
And typically you can point out one or two plays that you're like, oh, there's the play that we lost the game on. The Tyreek fumble against Kansas City, you know what I mean? Tyreek dropping a touchdown pass against the Eagles. You know what I mean? The penalty against the Buffalo Bills, Jordan Poyer hitting Coleman, getting the unsportsmanlike on 3rd and long. You can point out the where we lose these games. It's fixable. It is fixable.
And honestly, bro, I feel like we're super close, Big C. And that's and when I say we're super close, I feel like we're always a few plays from being winners in some of these big games, right? And I feel like the Miami Dolphins, I feel like the organization in general, I feel like it takes time for teams to learn how to win, right? And I feel like that's a process. I feel like it doesn't come overnight. I feel like teams just don't turn on a switch and they can automatically win games. I feel like winning is like a part of the culture. It's a part of what you do every day. It's a part of your practice, how you prepare. So I feel like the Dolphins are getting closer, right? But it's just going to be a matter of them being on the other side of that. You know how we were on the losing side of making plays last year and just making dumb mistakes, dumb penalties. We got to find a way to be on the other side of that. Now, it's going to be up to Mike McDaniel and his staff and the players to kind of figure out how they get there, right? But I feel like that's what needs to happen. They need to find a way to get on the winning side of those plays, right? Instead of making the penalty, you just make a play on the ball and we win that Buffalo game, right? They're not kicking a 60-yard field goal, right? And the Houston game, you find a way to not throw interceptions and you find a way to score on some of those drives late in the game and you end up winning that game, right? There were a lot of opportunities last year where it only took a drive here or there to really swing the game. And the Miami Dolphins just found themselves on the wrong side of it every time. And it just ended up costing us. Now, sometimes we would be on the right side of it. But a lot of times when we needed to be, we were on the wrong side of it and they couldn't get it done. So I think that's going to be the focus this year is like finding a way to, in tough situations, push through and be mentally tough and find a way to get it done. And I felt like that's what they kind of struggled with last year is just being the team that just didn't give a fuck. Just, hey, we don't give a fuck about our situation right now. It's next play and it's, hey, come to play and get it done, right? And there were a lot of things last year. It seems like there was a lot going on off the field too. The Tyreek Hill situation just started the year off very shitty to me with wasn't that the Jacksonville Jags situation where he got arrested, right?
Yep. Before week one.
Yeah, before week one. I feel like we just started off like behind the 8 ball with a lot of dumb shit going on, right?
Yep.
And I felt like we just got off to a bad start. Even with winning the game, I just felt like it was a lot of controversy around the team. Instead of it being, hey, let's just show up and play football, it was a lot of, oh, the Miami Dolphins have another situation. The Miami Dolphins are doing this. Tyreek Hill's doing this. Tyreek Hill's suing the police off. It's just like, bro, we got to find a way to just play football. Like, y'all not good enough. Y'all are not good enough to have the off the field shit and play football. You need to lock in. Y'all are just not good enough to have off the field situations. You need to be locked into football and be locked in on getting it done. And I think now we have some mature guys in the locker room. I feel like we do have a little bit of a culture shift. Not as much prima donnas, not the Jalen Ramseys, guys like that. Minka is a hard hat guy, right? Jalen Ramsey is not a hard hat guy. He doesn't just come to work and get it done. He's a social media. I got to have the attention. I'm a diva. I can understand that about Ramsey. That's my guy. I think he's a really good player. but the Miami Dolphins do need more guys like Minka as a culture shift, right? Zack Sieler, hard hat, lunch pail guy. Don't come to work, get it done. We don't have the Christian Wilkins where it's, oh, I gotta make, I gotta crack jokes and stuff like that. It's more of guys getting it done. And I think that's where the Miami Dolphins are, and that's where Mike McDaniel is. He just needs more guys that are willing to lock in and play football than have the off the field situations.
Well, it kills it kind of kills me. We've had so many years between our last playoff win, our last Super Bowl has been how long ago?
Yeah, it's been a while.
This team is so very talented. You spend all this big money. You spend a big money on the quarterback. You spend big money on your receivers. You spend big money on the corner. You know what I mean? We spend big money all over the place, and it just kills me that, why don't you ever just go all the way in? You know what I mean? Like, if we would have brought Calais back, we could have afforded him. You know what I mean? We just didn't offer him anything. Why didn't we go get some corner help? You know what I mean? The Jalen Ramsey thing's been going on it was going on for months, and you failed to address it. Oh, we're going to wait. We're going to wait. We're going to wait. We're going to wait. Like, why not go all the way in? Because I think if they would have done that and don't leave these glaring holes on our team, you know what I mean? Like last year, we went into the season. You're right. The Tyreek Hill thing started the season off bad. It started off
just too much, bro.
But the fact that we went into the season knowing that our offensive line wasn't anything. They knew before the season our offensive line was garbage, hot garbage. And yet you do nothing about it. You do nothing about it with an injury-prone quarterback at that. And I just don't understand why they continue to allow themselves and not, you know what I mean? If one Super Bowl victory here, I'll take 10 more years losing. You know what I mean? Like, just give me one. Give me one.
Yeah, and that's where I am with it. I just feel like the Miami Dolphins, people want playoff wins. I want the Miami Dolphins to win a Super Bowl. And I understand that the playoff wins come with it, but we got to find a way to – I want to win the whole thing. And that's where I am with it. But like I said, like going into last year, I just felt like the Miami Dolphins did a poor job of focusing on football. And I know situations like that come up, they occur, they happen. But last year I had a bad taste in my mouth about last year in regards to all the stuff that happened on the field, off the field. Tyreek Hill had a number of situations last year. Like, people gotta focus on football, bro. And I'm glad that, honestly, I'm not mad that the situation happened with Tyreek, right? Because I feel like Tyreek's a good dude, right? I've met Tyreek personally a couple times. I know people, who are super close to him. I feel like Tyreek is a good dude, and he only wants what's best for the Miami Dolphins, right? He only wants what's best for the team. But I felt like him having that conversation and just kind of feeling like he was quitting on the Dolphins and felt like, people weren't being held accountable. I feel like that really lit a fire under not necessarily the organization, but people around the Dolphins, the players, everybody. Like, those are conversations that need to be had, and they need to be had in the locker room. They need to be had in the meeting rooms. All right. Things weren't happening. Things weren't good last year, right? Even despite winning 8 or however many games we won, things were not the best. And just imagine if we were locked in like we were supposed to be last year, we would have had a much better situation. So it was a disappointing year. It was a shit year. I think Tyreek understands that. And I think Tyreek's to the point now where, hey, I do have to mature. I do have to do a little better off the field because this is becoming a distraction. And, people jumped on Tua for saying, Tyreek needs to be better. He was really just echoing what Tyreek said, right? Tyreek had said the same thing. Hey, I got to be a better teammate. I got to be better off the field.
But people would have jumped on Tua if he didn't say anything. Oh, he's not a leader.
Bro,
you know what I mean? Like, it's a double-edged sword all the time. Like that's why I don't get the 6-win talk or we're the bottom feeder. Like our 2 of our 3 main pass rushers barely played last year. We went into the season with a horrible offensive line. Our quarterback missed 6 games. Raheem Mostert was a shell of himself, costing us games. You know what I mean? Not only did he not produce, he was costing us games. One of our corners dealt with a bunch of injuries last year. We had safeties that one was a shell of himself and the other was playing for a new contract and making business decisions. Like we were a bad team last year and won 8 games. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, and that's where I am with it. I think this team this year, I think with an upgraded offensive line, like we could say our defense with getting Chubb and Phillips back healthy, you can say our defensive line is upgraded, right? Is that fair?
yeah, I would.
So so upgrading the trenches across the board, offensive line, defensive line. Do you think we'll have better linebackers this year or last year?
This year, I think Willie Gay Jr. is a home run for us.
Yeah. So we have better linebackers this year. Secondary, we could say, did we take a step back?
Corner room, safeties, I think we took a step forward.
Okay. So corners, we take a step back. Safeties, I agree with you. I think Minka's a better safety than what we had last year. So right there, when we look at the defense, we look at 2 to 3 units that upgraded, 1 unit that took a step back. When we go to the offense, what do you think in terms of the offensive line upgrade? Right, we said upgrade,
massive
upgrade.
massive.
Running back room.
I mean, Mostert played really bad last year, so I can't say that Wright's going to play any worse than Mostert did. I mean, I think HN will have a good year. You know what I mean? Like, I think HN will have a better year than he did last year. They have running lanes this year.
Yeah. And when we look at receiver, what do you think receiver wise?
Definitely an upgrade there too. Tyreek came into the year with a injury that could have kept him out for the season.
Yeah. So upgraded receiver.
He's more focused this year. Coming in better shape. You know what I mean? He knows this is a contract year for him. He playing for his next deal.
So and then quarterback room.
I think without question, Tua gets better every year, right? I mean, I think he's gonna be better. He's gonna be more masterful of the offense than he even was before. I think he's gonna improve certain things. Do I think his arm's gonna be stronger? No, obviously not. I mean, I think his physical limitations are what they are. But as far as the mental part of the game, I you know what I mean?
Yeah, and
I think he can continue to get better.
Yeah, and I'm with you, bro. And I look at this team, and I think we got to be in a position to be better than we were last year. And let me add the homie back. So I got the homie backstage right now. I got to bring him on. TD Finstock is in the building, guys. We gotta throw the Wolfpack emoji in the chat, but be sure to tune in because we've got a great guest on right now that could give us some pushback on this, how we feel about the Miami Dolphins and where we feel these upgrades are. So TD, what's good with you? What's going on?
Not, man, just sitting here listening to this delusion.
So let's talk about the delusion, TD. Like, how do you feel the Miami Dolphins are right now, and are they in a position to be more successful than they were last year?
Yeah, they could be more successful. Because you have a version of the team healthy and a version of the team hurt. So it's a matter of, first of all, will they stay healthy? If they stay healthy, they'll have an advantage over last year because they weren't healthy. So we don't know what the max could have been last year.
Okay, that's fair. So you feel like health wise is and that's typically what determines every team's success, or has a lot to do with every team's success, is their health, right?
The Lions had more injuries than anybody and top end players last year, and they still balled in the regular season.
Yeah, they balled out. They had a good year, but playoff success, they fell short.
Yeah.
I mean, they thought they were a Super Bowl winning team, and I think if they had their guys, they felt like they would have been in a much better position to go win that thing, right? That's fair.
Definitely.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, who did they lose to? Who was it? The Commander? Or who was it?
That they lost. I think they lost to the Commanders, right?
If so, then hey, I don't know if they still would have gotten past the hump.
I mean, I would have took. I mean, looking at the rosters, and I know Jaden Daniels a good player. He a good player, but I would have took Detroit over Washington for sure last year if they were solid and they were healthy. So that's my thoughts. I just feel like the Miami Dolphins are in a position where, and I mean, TD, you've kind of been you've kind of ran with this thing. Like you felt like the Miami Dolphins were kind of in a position to kind of reset and start over. Like, and we look at the moves they made, we look at how they approach this offseason. That's not where they are. Can you agree with that?
Not at all. We still starting over. Just because they brought in players on a 1-year contract, that
I mean,
signifies.
but TD, they bring in people on a 1-year contract every year. Like that's something
But
that teams do.
no. Not this many. Not this many. Like our high end starters, a lot of them are on expiring contracts.
Right. And and I agree with you. They're on expiring contracts. And if they don't get it done this year, I can see those contracts being let go of. I agree with you there. I can see that. But do you think that if the Dolphins have success this year, that they're not going to re-up and run it back and do this thing right all over again?
No, because if they have success, we're in a rat wheel right now. If they have success this year, say they win their first playoff game and they had to get bounced, right? That's success to me, based off of where we've been. Now you got to do it all over again because if you did that, those 1-year players are more valuable now. And you can't even keep all of them. So you're recycling the wheel once again in the next offseason, hoping that the new guys you bring in can help just as much. We're in a rat wheel right now.
So what would you do if the Miami Dolphins were successful this year? How would you approach the offseason next year?
Keep rebuilding through the draft.
Yeah, I mean, that's of course that's a given. I mean, you're always going to draft players, but I mean, are you going to re-sign the guys? And you're going to try your best to re-sign what you have here, and try to run it back. I feel like that's the approach you should be taking.
That's the point, CB. You can't. You're strapped, and you keep making yourself even more strapped.
I mean,
with
you
deals like the one
you
today.
can extend Tua and free up cash. I mean, there's ways to be creative and to create space in order to do stuff.
Here we go.
You can kick some cans down the road, and you can get creative. I've seen Greer and them guys get real creative with the funds and make it happen. I just think, I mean, when we look at this team, do you feel like we've upgraded compared to where we were last year, or do you feel like we're in the same spot?
We downgraded.
We downgraded. Okay, tell me why.
Again, now we talk about healthy people versus injured people. That's a different story.
Now we're talking about roster wise. We're talking about player for player, unit for unit.
So this is what you do.
Did we downgrade or did we upgrade, TD?
This is what you do. This is what you do to answer that. You take on the left side of the field versus the right side of the field. The left side of the field has Jonnu Smith, Calais Campbell, Javon Holland, Jalen Ramsey. Who else? It's more.
I mean,
Christian Wilkins.
No, Christian Wilkins wasn't last year.
No, not Christian. But so who do I have? Jalen Ramsey,
Calais, Javon.
You can throw Fuller in there.
Fuller, yeah, you can throw Fuller in there. Yeah,
Teron Armstead. That's who.
Fuller's still available. I don't know why. I know he got the injury concerns, but at this point,
yeah, that injury serious.
I wouldn't mind bringing him back. Hopefully they consider it if he was decent.
He played well for us last year when he played.
Yeah, but TD said you had those 5 or 6 guys on one side, right?
6 guys that are all starters and good, really good ones at that. Now, won't you match up what we brought in?
What we brought in, okay. James Daniels,
Okay.
Jonah Savaianea,
Okay.
right? Minka
Minka.
Fitzpatrick,
Mm-hmm.
Willie Gay.
Willie Gay, because he's
Mm-hmm.
playing really well. TD,
Okay, we had 4.
okay, that's 4. I think
Chubb
West
Phillips.
Chubb and Phillips, you get them back, right?
No. They were on the roster last year.
Okay,
Yeah, but
so
they
you,
didn't play.
It doesn't matter. They were on the roster. They may not play this year. They get hurt again. That's not how we're doing it.
okay, so that's fair. So we got 4 so far, and then we look at I think the cornerback Jack Jones, right? I think that's a really good addition.
Well,
Is
coming off of a bad year.
Come on, I mean,
Yeah, but Javon Holland was coming off a bad year too.
I mean,
I agree, but we're talking about it. I'm making sure we qualify it.
all right. So Jack Jones, right? That's 5 right there.
Yeah, I don't know if I put Jack Jones in it still though.
It's an addition. That's fine. He's
Yeah,
starting probably.
I think Madison will be a really good addition.
I think Mike Hilton. I think Hilton.
Hilton, that's a good addition.
I think he's better in the nickel than Cater even is.
Ooh, okay.
But if Ramsey is a 9 in this league out of 10, what's a Hilton?
I don't think he's a 9 though.
Ramsey wasn't playing.
I'm not big on Ramsey.
No. What I'm telling you is, if Ramsey is a 9, to compare Hilton, he's a 7.
Yeah,
but I don't think I think Ramsey was playing at a 7. So
here's my point to all of it. We probably got to 5, maybe 6. But remember, the caliber of player of everybody we lost versus the caliber of player of everybody we brought in. There you have it. We have regressed. We can barely notice it though.
No, but TD, that's not fair, bro. It's not
How
fair
is
for
it
you to
not
do
fair?
that.
You just take
Because
what you lost and take what you brought in and say, did you bring in more talent than you lost? No,
because you're not looking at overall units. You're not looking at some of the stuff that.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not.
But I think we're better. I think we're better on the offensive line, which outweighs a lot of them other positions. We've been the number 1 offense without a good tight end. So Johnny Smith, you know what I mean?
Here we go again. So everything that you can throw at me right now will be speculation and hope and what we believe.
That's all. You're right. That's all we're talking about right now.
But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about what we already know.
We don't know what this year is going to look like, though.
Exactly. We're going off of what we know based off of players. That's like saying, well, Patrick Paul will be better than Teron Armstead this year. No, we know that Teron Armstead is potentially a Hall of Famer.
Well, TD, let's not do this. But let me stop you there, and I'm gonna stop you there.
Elite left tackle.
No, he's
and
not.
We're gonna sit here and say Patrick Paul.
TD, he did not play like an elite left tackle for us.
You a lie.
No, you a lie. You a lie. We can put TD.
The truth ain't in you.
Probably for 10 games he did.
No, we could put on the film. Teron Armstead. There were times where I'd rather have the backup in there than have Armstead in there, just because he was struggling to keep it together, bro.
Why you capping?
Bro, I'm not. And honestly,
I can't really agree with that.
When you go look at Teron Armstead's play, he struggled last year. And he struggled the year before that. The guy said
his struggles,
bro.
Even his struggles.
Patrick Paul will be a better player than Armstead was for us last year. He will be a better player if he can stay healthy and stay on the field. He will give us more than Teron Armstead gave us.
I actually have faith in Patrick Paul after seeing him at camp. I believe in Patrick Paul, but I'm not going to sit here and give him the credit until I see him line up against another team.
I agree with that. We're going off pure speculation, but I'm going on a limb, and I'm telling you that Patrick Paul will give us better play than Teron Armstead gave us last year.
I'm going to go that far, but I'll say the unit's going to be better overall.
You lose me. You just completely lose me with this.
I'm not, because honestly, I'm standing on business, and I feel like there were times where Teron Armstead was okay last year. He had a decent season. He stayed fairly healthy, but I could tell that he was out there like struggling to keep it together, struggling to stay healthy. Because he wasn't holding on the blocks. He wasn't a force in the run game. He wasn't getting out in space and just mowing dudes down.
Patrick Paul was bad last year.
I don't think he was bad. He was a rookie. I mean, he went
Exactly.
through his
Okay,
ups
that's
and
fine.
downs.
You could be whatever you want to be.
I don't
A
think he was
rookie,
bad
a
though.
20-year. At the end, he was bad on the field. He was bad.
Stop it,
He was
TD.
bad. He was bad on the field. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
He was bad.
he was
He
kind of
wasn't
bad.
bad. Big C, he wasn't bad. I don't want to hear it,
He
bro.
was bad. He wasn't terrible. He was just bad. He wasn't good. He didn't show anything last year. But I don't care about that. The only reason I'm bringing that up is because you're trying to say that this year he'll be better than Teron Armstead was
I think
last
the
year.
offensive line will be a better unit than
You
what
don't
we
know
had
that.
last year.
You don't know that.
And I don't know.
You got two young guys on the left side. You don't know what they're gonna do against another team. They going
They
up
gotta
against
be,
us right
better
now.
than Robert Jones and Liam Eichenberg.
Well, I'm not debating that. Okay.
So
It's just
please
like,
stop. So,
I might even
you
put up
just
better
pushing
record than
back
that.
just to push back right now, man.
No, but we're not. No. You still lost an all-pro left tackle. Those guys combined can only hope to be that good. So
Teron Armstead did
let's
not
see
play
them
at an
produce.
all-pro level, TD. Stop it.
Let's see Jonah and Paul produce before we say the O-line got better.
All right, so and I agree with you. We
And
still
let me
gotta
tell you another thing.
this is pure
Even though he just got hurt, let's tell the truth. Austin Jackson has looked putrid in camp before he got hurt.
Yeah.
He has looked terrible in camp before. I don't know what it is, but he has not looked good. I'm out there watching this man false start, get beat, all of that before he got hurt. So coming back from getting hurt is more of a concern because you ain't even out there getting them reps to get it back.
Oh, this is news to me. I didn't know he was terrible. I mean, I thought
What
he
do you
was.
mean this is news to you?
I thought
Everybody, even Omar and them will tell you that he was bad.
I thought he was struggling a little bit. I didn't think he was terrible though. I didn't know.
Yeah, but you got to understand. Okay, maybe me using the word terrible isn't right. He's below average. He has not been.
Is he
Remember,
a
he's
guy?
never been elite.
He's coming off a season-ending injury, right? And
Yeah,
he's trying to work himself back into it.
and
Right?
guess what? He just set himself even further back, trying to work himself back with another injury that he got to probably work himself from. It's just not a good start.
Yeah, and I mean, and sometimes you're gonna have that. You may have one guy, or as long as you have one or two guys
And
that are kind of dealing with something, and not the whole offensive line. I think.
And CB, I'll give you another one. Brewer ain't even he just got back to practice.
Yeah. But Brewer's a seasoned vet though, bro. You
I
gotta
like
expect
Brewer.
that.
Brewer doing his thing. I like him.
But you gotta TD, you gotta expect that from some of these guys because they're veterans and they've been around for a while, so they're not gonna be at every training camp practice. So Brewer's one of those guys, you know what you're gonna get out of him, you know he's gonna come to play, you know he's gonna be available. So I'm not worried about Brewer.
Yeah, I'm not worried
the
about
Austin Jackson thing does, it bothers me a little bit, but I also feel like Austin Jackson is still kind of working himself back from injury, so that could take some time, right?
Yeah, but here's the problem though with Austin Jackson that we just love to ignore, right? Austin Jackson ain't elite. Austin Jackson ain't great.
But he don't
Ain't,
need to be elite though.
Hold on. He ain't really good. Austin Jackson at his best is good. The typical Austin Jackson you're going to get is above average. Right now, he's playing below average before the injury. Okay. Now, he got to work himself back up, but he ain't going to have no reps to do that. He's going to be thrown right in the fire at the camp for regular games. So I'm going to tell you now, you better hope that he's doing his thing because he out there getting beat on a lot of plays.
And I mean, that may be the case. I just feel like this unit as a whole is going to be better, especially at the guard positions with Jonah and James Daniels. I heard I heard Daniels is holding his own, TD. I heard he's
is.
I heard he's doing
doing more than that.
Yes, he is.
So I feel like there's potential for that.
Like the only thing I'm confident right now about is our center and our right tackle. Last year, I was confident in our left tackle and our center, but that combination was better than the one this year.
But I
Because
thought you
don't
said
forget, it's the
James
same
Daniels.
center.
But
It's
I
the
thought you
same
said James
center.
Daniel though.
And no, Austin Jackson, though. I mean, not Austin Jackson, Teron Armstead. Remember, this year, right now, I'm confident in Daniels and Brewer. Last year, I had the ultimate confidence in Armstead and Brewer. Which combination would you take?
I mean, you want to take the chance on the combination of this year's offensive line versus last year's?
I'm
Only
taking it.
because I cannot do that until I see Patrick Paul and Jonas Savaiinaea play against another team.
I feel you, but Patrick Paul's not out there practicing against bums. And from what I'm hearing, you're down there and you got more connections than I do. But from what I'm hearing, he's not just winning; he's dominating.
No. Here's the deal. This is what us as Dolphin fans we love doing, right? Let me ask you a question. If TJ Watt is a 10 out of 10 player,
Yep.
then what score would you give Jalen Phillips?
Probably a 6.
Well, I'll give him more than that. At least
I
a
give him
7
I
or
give him a
7.5.
Yeah, I give him
Okay,
Wow,
now
he's never had over 10 sacks in the season.
Now, what would you give Chop Robinson?
I think he's going to be I think he's going to be an 8 or 9 this year.
I think he's an 8.
My G, compared to TJ Watt.
I think it's an 8 compared to TJ Watt.
I think he's going to have. I think he's going to have 12 to 15 sacks this year.
Even if we're talking about impacting the game and your dominance, not just beating you with speed.
No, I mean TJ Watt's one of the.
I mean, you put him against the best edge rusher in the league.
Yes,
like,
I'm just asking you to score him. And the only reason I'm saying that
is 8 is an 8 fair or is it 8 not fair?
I mean that's fair. And what about Chubb?
I think Chubb's an 8.5, a 9.
Oh my God,
8, 7,
Lord
8.
Jesus.
Chubb is a dog. Like we forgot that Chubb was playing some really good football.
Here's the point that I'm making. We can keep comparing him to the 6, 7, and 8s all we want, but guess what? Half of the games, a rookie at left tackle is going to be going up against that 9 and 10. I'm not going to say what.
Not everybody got a 10. Not everybody got a 10.
Half the games we play, you gonna go up against that 9 or 10.
I don't know. How many
pass rushers are that good?
I feel like
no. I didn't say all of them were gonna be 10, but there are a lot more. There are a lot better pass rushers than the ones we have on these teams we're gonna be playing.
But look, this is the thing that you aren't considering. Mike McDaniel has a really good way of isolating pass rushers. Even when we play some of the best pass rushers in the league, they don't go off against us or have great games just because Mike McDaniel understands how to scheme them up and keep them off our quarterback. So we've had games against the Myles Garretts and the Nick Bosa's and all these games. They haven't really necessarily. They haven't really got off on it because Mike McDaniel understands offense and understands how to isolate.
He doesn't understand, and let me tell you why, CB.
He does. Stop.
No, he don't. Let me tell you why. And why he ain't break the code. Why he ain't break the code? How bad this offense is against the good teams. You know why? Because you need that other guy going out on the route instead of helping the block. You need that. You need a dominant. See, remember this now. Teron Armstead, he allowed to be one-on-one out there. You ain't got that no more. It's actually working not in our favor schematically anymore.
Well,
you think he's going to allow Patrick Paul to be on an island and pass protection?
Well, this is the thing. Mike McDaniel doesn't put his guys on islands a lot. Like he is the guy to scheme up pass pro.
Teron Armstead lived on an island. What are you talking about?
He was slide protecting. It wasn't
no.
He was slide protecting.
He was slide protection for
it was a lot of. He was not. Rarely did you see Armstead vertical set and kick back 2 or 3 steps and take on a defensive end.
I'm not talking about specific plays where he call a play where it's designed where there's gonna be help on the backside or whatever it may be. I'm specifically talking he allowed Armstead to go mano a mano a lot too. Don't dismiss that.
I think Patrick Paul will do a better job going mano a mano with some of the best edge rushers than a Armstead because I do feel Armstead.
I'm done.
I felt like Armstead was limited, bro. I feel like he struggled.
Stop it.
No, I'm not.
Stop while you can. Did you hear what you keep disrespecting Armstead? You gonna keep disrespecting Armstead.
I love Armstead. I think he was a solid player for the Dolphins. I just felt like he played probably 1 year too long, and I felt like
You killing me, bro. You
he
killing me.
just did. He just his body wasn't holding up. He even said it himself. He had to shoot up to go play.
And he was still one of the best left tackles.
One of the
Regardless.
best left tackles that we had, yes, but I mean, not in the
my-
league. He wasn't a Pro Bowl player. He wasn't an All-Pro player this year.
You cannot
I
tell
think-
me.
I think for 10 games he was.
He didn't play at that level. He didn't. He wasn't a Pro Bowl player. Was he a Pro Bowl player?
He did, bro. You don't
No, he
have to be.
wasn't.
It's the
He
left
wasn't an
tackle
All-Pro.
position.
He wasn't
It's
second team
the
All-Pro.
left tackle position. Was he top 10?
Bro, he wasn't. He didn't. He wasn't top 10
for
He
10
wa-
games.
Oh gosh.
We can't go for 10 games. If
The
that was for,
disrespect.
if it was for 10 games, y'all would say Tua was the best
I
quarterback.
feel
in
you.
the
I feel
NFL.
you.
Because that's what y'all say
Oh.
about Tua. Y'all give me that. Oh, if
Oh
it's
my
we can't,
gosh.
because you know how you feel about Tua, TD.
What?
You know, for 10 games, he the best player. He one of the top 5 in the NFL for 10 games.
Tua ain't no top 5 nothing. Stop. Tua is the 16th. Tua is the 16th ranked quarterback in the NFL.
Who's better than Tua? Which 16? Which 15 better than Tua?
He was out there throwing dots today, though,
No,
right?
you want to know proof? Because this was funny. I just told everybody on my channel. I said I told them weeks ago. I said, "Oh, don't worry about it. These delusional people, they don't get it. They gonna find out." Tua made the top 100. I said, "I bet you that's the 16th or 17th best quarterback on the top 100." No, they got to be top 10. I said, "Okay, bruh, we done already went through like 10 quarterbacks, and the 8 elite ones ain't even been picked yet."
So what is he, the 18th? You say he's the 18th quarterback on the list?
I said 16th, but it looked like he might end up being the 17th on the top 100.
Okay,
Oh,
so
he's
And that's
top
and that's
100.
and that's fair
That's
for
still
last year.
good
That's,
enough
Bro,
to be. That's still
that's
good
fair
enough
for
to be
last
the
year.
17th ranked quarterback on the top 100.
but TD, you got to be realistic with yourself. He only played 10 games, and he
Who
didn't
cares?
he didn't have a
Who
great
cares?
he didn't have a great season last year. So I'm okay for him being ranked 17th last year because he didn't play games, bro. You should be. I don't even know if you should be on the list, to be completely honest with you. But I think he's a good quarterback. Now, if he finds a way to stay healthy,
Tua is a good quarterback.
so
I ain't saying he not.
all right. So if he finds a way to stay healthy this year and he plays at the same level of play that he's been playing, can you see him being in the top 10?
No, absolutely not. He'll always just be good enough to not be good enough. He'll be a good quarterback.
But I'm asking you a question. So
No,
you're
he
saying
can't. He can't be.
he can't ever be a top 10 quarterback. That's what you're
No,
saying.
so here's the difference in that. Are we talking statistically or just play?
We're talking about
test.
play. Like,
can he have a top 10 season?
He will never be top 10 in just play.
okay.
He will put up top 10 numbers having Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle.
So it doesn't matter what Tua does. If he has Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill, you'll say that he only did it because he had Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill. And I feel like other quarterbacks.
That's not true.
I feel like other quarterbacks have really good receivers as well. Like, what are we talking about?
If he can stop contributing in the big losses, then yeah, he could be a top 10 quarterback.
All right. So in the Buffalo game, how did he contribute to the big loss?
One game you ever picked.
Bro, I'm just.
This is a big game. He actually had a good game against Buffalo. That was the one game in his 5 years.
Okay,
where he didn't contribute to the loss.
Okay, so I just gave you a big game that he didn't contribute to the loss.
One game in 5 years, he didn't contribute to the loss.
We lost 2 more games to Buffalo that I don't think.
Well, go ahead and tell me what other one he didn't contribute to.
The snowball one.
The snowball game.
The snowball one.
No, snowball game in Buffalo. In Buffalo.
One of the main reasons we lost. What are you talking about?
No, Tua had a great game. What are you talking about?
Get out of here, man. Get out of
snowball
here, man.
Game?
Is that the one where he blew it at the end?
No, that's not the game where he blew it at the end.
Yeah, maybe I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
the kickoff return game against Buffalo.
You clearly don't know which game we talking about, TD.
I clearly don't. And you know what's funny? Y'all gonna be hard pressed to find the 1 or 2 off games out of 25 good teams we played in the last 5 years? 25?
I
See,
mean,
this is what y'all do.
TD,
You
I
try to
think
find the 1 or 2 that he actually played well out of the 25 good games, big games
I think
that we lost.
I think our big game issue, I think it's more of a team thing and Mike McDaniel
And he
thing.
contributes to it. I don't
And,
care that we lose. Just don't be a part of it as often. Like
and
Yeah,
everybody, like
I agree.
Lamar Jackson has lost against a good team and has contributed to the loss. But how often do you contribute to the loss? That's the point. There's levels to this. Lamar Jackson might
what do you consider contributing to the loss though? Because
contributing to the loss is you were just as big of a reason why your team lost. You threw a pick, you threw 2 picks, you threw 3 picks, you made mistakes, you made bad reads, you contributed to the loss.
I want to say
You
one
were
pick
a part
enough.
of the reason we lost.
Multiple picks is enough, but
Yeah,
one pick
not the
against an elite
reason,
team.
but you were a part of the reason.
so let's point out a couple games, TD, big games where you felt like Tua was the reason, or not even the reason. He contributed to the loss.
First of all, any playoff game he ever performed in, that's number one.
He only played in
Number
one
two,
playoff
okay,
game.
well, anyone he ever performed in.
He's
okay?
only played in one playoff game.
Then there
TD.
you have it. Then there you have it. Anyone
Bro.
he's ever played in. Okay. Okay. So
What?
let's just end that there. Okay.
Bro.
Number two. Number
Wow
two.
for that.
Number 2. Any elimination game.
Okay.
We can go there too.
How many elimination games has he played in?
Probably about 3. I remember his rookie year, Buffalo. He was a rookie, okay, but he stunk it up. The next one was, I believe,
No,
Tennessee.
rookie year wasn't Buffalo.
The next one was, yeah, I
Tennessee.
think it was.
Wasn't rookie year Tennessee?
No, it was Buffalo. It was Buffalo. The last week we had a chance, and we got blown out.
No, what are
Yes, yes, sir.
Is that the
yes,
case,
sir.
Big C? Someone it's in the chat. I don't remember
His rookie year?
You can trust me.
Rookie year
on
was
this.
Tennessee. Rookie year was Tennessee.
No, it wasn't. Tennessee was year 2 in the cold. I know. Trust me. Trust me. CB.
Rookie year. Hold
CB.
up. Somebody.
CB. Trust me.
Oh.
Okay.
Because you the Tua hater, you should know. That's
No,
what you
I
said.
know. Trust me on this one. Okay.
Because you the wolf pack, you should know.
Year 2 was Tennessee. All right.
So year
limited-
one,
that elim-
we didn't
that
have an
eliminated
elimination
us.
game. Year one.
You know what? Let's just not count any of his rookie year because he had like 5 of them he blew in his rookie year. He was the reason why we lost. So
Even in his rookie year, this is my gripe with Brian Flores and the way they manage that.
You see your chat? TD is right.
Rookies.
2020 was the flame out in Buffalo. 21 was the flame out in Tennessee. Listen.
Okay, so this is my thing though. Rookies should get an opportunity to learn from their mistakes and be able to fight through some of the difficult situations.
Yep, just like Jaden Daniels did this year.
Yeah, and I feel like Brian Flores didn't give him the opportunity to do that because he was so focused on winning games.
Ballers ball. We don't want to hear that.
I mean, what you mean ballers ball? Give him an opportunity to fight through that adversity, bro. That's what he needs as a player for growth. Come on, TD.
Ballers ball. Didn't he play Tennessee again and lose? Didn't that happen twice?
What you talking about?
Didn't we lose to Tennessee twice in his career?
On Monday.
Yeah,
on
we
Monday
lost
night.
the Monday night game. Yeah.
Oh, Lord of Jesus. It's so far.
But that loss was all on Tua.
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
it was
I
on
asked
tour.
TD.
Y'all talk about the last 2 minutes, but what about the first 3 quarters?
But TD, I want you to tell me in these games that he's contributing, how is he contributing to the loss in these games?
Yes, he's
And these
contributing
big
because
games.
he's not like go look at it, CB. He's playing bad football. He's making bad throws. He's throwing picks. Don't get me started with the Green Bay one either. Oh,
the Green Bay game, he lost his. That's a game.
That's like a concussion game.
He lost. I don't even call it.
What?
3 picks.
Y'all
3 picks.
still
It's
believe
bad.
that mess?
Bro, I don't
He
know
had a
what
concussion. They was winning that game till he got that concussion.
Hold on. He had a concussion, but then he goes out there and have a beautiful drive. Y'all need to stop. Y'all believe in that mess? He just so conveniently, Tua didn't seem right, so we put him in the protocol. Like
He came out and threw 3 horrible interceptions after that.
I mean, I'm not giving it. Look.
And did you hear the Packers say they knew what he was gonna do, and they just backed in the lanes? He was just doing his normal thing. Just like the one today to Minka
But
Fitzpatrick.
TD,
He just putting it in the spot.
TD, you have to admit that Tua has exceeded your expectations in terms
Oh,
of his
yeah, yeah,
play.
yeah. He's done that because I didn't think he'd be anything better than above average. But
Okay.
he's a good quarterback. He
Okay.
showed me with talent around him, he could at least be sufficient.
Does he have the opportunity to be a really good quarterback in this league?
No, it ain't possible. He could be good. That's it. Not really
So
good,
he
just
so
good.
he's reached his ceiling, TD. That's what you're telling me.
I told y'all 2 years ago he exceeded it in 23.
He's got physical limitations that he can't
He
do
can't.
anything
He
about.
can't expand that. Now it's just about like let me ask you something.
Can
Let
he
me ask both of y'all something.
can he
Let me ask
become a
both of
Drew
y'all something.
Brees? Can he
Hold on,
become a
back
Drew
up. Let
Brees?
me ask both of y'all something. Did y'all have like a Sega Genesis or a Super Nintendo growing up?
Yep.
Yeah, I have both. Yep.
So you remember when games weren't forever? You just in a room. You used to actually have to beat the levels.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
You remember that?
Yeah.
So do you remember that level that it was that one little jump or something you just couldn't time right? It took you 100 times, but you eventually got it.
Mike Tyson punch out, baby.
Yeah, like I remember Donkey Kong. It was a far level, deep in the game. Like I got to hop from here to there, and I got to time it perfectly. Oh, I keep failing. I failed 100 times. About 5 hours. Finally got it. Right? So that's what it is with Tua. It's like he can keep on trying, and even if he finally get it, he's not gonna finish the level. You still got to do it again.
I don't know about that, TD.
He still got,
I
bro.
just feel
You
like,
can
look,
try as much as you want. Your ceiling, he exceeded his ceiling in 22. That was when the offense was fresh. Defenses were trying to figure out what's the best way to play it. Stats look good. He did his job. The spot throwing all over the field worked. It was beautiful. And as teams,
TD,
y'all think
I feel like
the
it's
offense. Y'all think the offense is just regressing because people keep getting hurt? The offense is regressing because teams are now learning how to play this offense better and better on their defense. They
That's
know
because
what
we
he's
can't.
doing.
No, but that's because we can't run the ball.
that's and
No,
that's
no, no,
no,
no, no, no, no, no, no,
hold
no,
on,
no,
hold on, hold
no.
on.
It is.
I just have to
Tyree just said the
address-
other day we had 5 people. They're playing us 5 people in the box. How you gonna pass with only 5 people in the box and still stopping the run? Like that.
This is my thing, TD, and I wholeheartedly disagree with you in regards to the Tua being capped off or he's reached his ceiling. He's only been in the league what 6 years, and I feel like it's hard for me to say that a quarterback within the first 5 years is not going to get better or continue to get better as he sees more defenses, as he gets more reps, as he learns more about the game of football.
You know
Like
what? You don't.
it's just
No,
hard for it's just hard for me to say that even
that's fine.
and that's
That's fine.
for that and that goes for every
Well, guess
position on the
what?
field.
It's easy for me to say it because you know why? When you look at his limitations and the things he don't do well, you have to ask yourself, how does he improve those? None of them things he can improve.
He can
Physical.
TD, he can get more mentally cerebral and be able to pick teams apart.
Oh, what
Def-
audible in at the line of scrimmage?
by making it
Other
by
than the
look
other play that was called in
by
the huddle,
by
you think Tua can come to the line, look at the defense, and call another play? I'm not talking about tapping the helmet to switch it to the second one you called in the huddle.
I think he can do that. I think he's capable of doing
No,
that.
no, 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 no,
I think
no,
he's
dude.
capable of doing it.
Yeah,
I think it's
dude.
and I
The
think Mike
system ain't built for
McDaniel
that.
and I think that's more of a scheme thing than anything. And I think the play caller has to give him the ability to do that and trust him with the ability to do that, to make those adjustments at the line of scrimmage. Because like they don't just hand out those opportunities. That's something that comes with trust and being in the offense and seeing different things. And you can already see the relationship that they have. You can see the way they communicate. Hey, I like this on this play. I like the look that they're giving us here. Tua's not a dumb dude when it comes to playing the position.
CB, when he get in
He's
that
not,
huddle,
he's not
CB,
mentally
CB,
incapable.
CB, when he gets in that huddle and he calls his 2 plays, and they know out of those 2 plays all the other variables they can run out of it, there ain't nothing but that going to be ran. Okay? There ain't no additional play that he like that. Oh, let me switch this up, tell the whole
Well,
line
I
what the
think that's
play.
the
Because
I
the
think that's
play
the
calls are too
offense,
long.
though.
Exactly.
The
This
play
is the
calls are too
system
long.
they
There's too
built
much
for
motion.
Tua. He wouldn't even be allowed to because you got to get the motion off and everything. We don't even have time, even if he wanted to try,
Right.
because
But I
this
don't
is
think
the
that's
system.
It's not he's not capable. It's that the offense isn't
But when we
doesn't
say
allow it.
cerebral, we got to stop thinking cerebral in this sense of post snap. Cerebral is a whole nother element pre-snap, actually saying, you know what? Basis versus this coverage, I could call this play. But
well.
I
That's
don't know how
not
to call this play.
well. That I
From
don't think.
He
Look,
misses open receivers, so I mean he can improve upon that though.
yeah, and that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about
So be
post
perfect.
snap.
He can make the right read.
Change your 73% completion percentage to 80. Be perfect. It's no. Y'all
No,
don't
no, no. We're
understand
not
how
saying
optimal. Y'all
no,
don't
but
understand
TD,
how
you're not.
optimal he's already operating.
No, we're not. So he has a 70% completion percentage, but his 70% can stay at 70%.
Oh, hold
But you
on. So
can, but you can
are
hit,
you
but you
saying
can
make the
hit,
right read? You're
but you can
saying
hit.
instead of taking that check down, hit that guy over the middle for more yards
Yes,
and
that's
see it?
exactly that's capable.
Oh, but y'all want to deny that been happening for 4 years.
No, we're not denying.
I'm
Nobody's
not
denying
denying that
anything.
No, no,
happened.
no, 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 no.
TD,
The
TD
Tua,
keep moving the
no,
goalposts.
the
This is
Tua
wild right now.
apologists have been denying when I'm watching film and saying this guy right here over the middle. This is the oh
Oh
man,
my
you no.
gosh.
He got to do that. He got y'all literally, you literally make excuses for it and argue it, and then
I mean
now you sit
you
here
can't
saying,
say
oh, he can
everybody.
get
You can't
better
say
in that area.
everybody.
TD is wild. You wild for this, TD. I'm just telling you that right
No,
now.
you gotta make it make sense. That's a contradiction. For 4 or 5 years, y'all been saying, no, that ain't happening, or no, you don't know what he's seeing. But now, he can get better in that.
Yeah, but we always knew. Look, anybody who watches the game of football knows that Tua could get better post snap, making decisions, holding the ball a little bit longer to wait for guys to get into windows, getting off.
Nah,
Look, here we go, getting off platform a little bit and being able to make a throw on the run down
stop
the
it.
field. Like, come
Stop
on,
it.
bro.
I want him to do exactly what he's doing now, because anything outside of it gonna reduce what he can produce.
Yo, but TD, come on, man. I think if we look at Tua, and I'm gonna go out on a limb, and I'm gonna say Tua really he is gonna be better this year. I think he's gonna be better, and I think he's gonna stay healthier.
Better
And
than what? 2023?
I think so. I think he'll be better in 2023. To be honest with you, and you said that's his ceiling, so I feel like he'll be better than the ceiling you've seen.
Better than
But but
23?
but
Oh
TD,
Lord.
you even said that he wouldn't be that good. You said he'd never be 2023.
Hey, listen, but I've also always
Come
said
on now.
I'm open for him to change how I feel. He already changed it once. I thought the best he'd be was
I
above
fe-
average, but he actually has gotten a good quarterback rating for me. Just good. Good enough not to be good enough.
but I
Well,
feel
good. You're
like
gonna sit next to me week 3, and we gonna watch them beat
Yeah,
Buffalo up
we're
in
gonna be up in
Buffalo. You know what I
Buffalo.
mean?
Let's go, Big C. CB's
Yeah,
ditched
yeah.
out on us.
nah, I might pull up. You got me
You
wanting to
ain't
pull up
pulling up.
now. Jeez, bro, the way you talking, man.
You ain't pulling up.
So
Hey, I gotta get out of here. I'll talk to you guys later, though.
all right,
All right,
Big
bro.
C. Appreciate you
All
coming
right,
through.
peace.
Now, I mean, let's end it here, TD. I mean, what's your thoughts on the season? Do you think the Miami Dolphins have a shot at a successful season, even though you feel like they've kind of downgraded in areas? Do you think they have a shot to be better than they were last year and win a playoff game this year?
Everybody keep asking better, but what's the definition of that? And I guess you just said it is actually winning a playoff game.
Yeah, yeah.
With Tua Tagovailoa under the helm, we'll never win a playoff game.
Hey, TD, this is the first time I've ever heard you say that.
Oh, really? Man, you need to get out one.
No, this is the first time I've ever heard you say that the
No,
Dolphins
we'll
will
never win a playoff game with Tua
never win a
Tagovailoa.
playoff.
Yeah, because you know why? He ain't good enough to win the division. That means we going
Have
on the
you
road in
ever?
the first round. Hold on. He ain't good enough to win the division, and that means we going on the road in the first round, and everywhere we go, there's a 90% chance it's going to be freezing cold, and I don't want to hear it. Anything in the cold, now we ain't got to worry about just Tua. You got to worry about all of them. All of them.
So you think the cold isn't just a Tua thing? It's a Dolphins thing.
Hey, listen, it's all of them. Listen, I knew that last year when Tyreek caught that underthrown 40-yard comeback deep ball and he shook a man and ran for the touchdown. The moment he ran on that sideline and he said, "Let's go, lean on me, lean on me," and everybody looked at him with a stale look in their face and didn't show any energy like he did, I said, "Wow, they done quit on. They done quit. They don't even want to be there." Tyreek, the only one pump. This is the only reason I've been defending Tyreek the last few weeks. Because everybody want to talk about Tyreek quit on the team in the fourth quarter, but this team quit on him in the first quarter.
Wow. TD, have you
Yeah, that
ever?
whole team, that sideline ain't. I mean, this guy just versus the Chiefs in the playoffs, you still in the game. He catches a touchdown in the biggest game for almost everybody on the team's career, almost, right? And he's over there got a touchdown and pumping y'all up. Let's go, lean on me. And nobody showed emotion. Nobody even looked at him in the eyes. They just kept looking like nonchalant and around, like they weren't even paying attention. I knew right then and there, oh yeah, we ain't ever. You got to really do a whole new makeover. You need a whole new makeover. You ain't got nobody here that's ready to get up and get at it. Like, no, I don't care how historic the weather was. I don't care how historic. If Tyreek had it in him, all y'all should have had it in him.
Boy, I feel like
That's all that mattered to me. So when you go on the road versus Buffalo, Baltimore, Kansas City, Cincinnati, and any others, yeah, no, you think I'm finna? Who gonna pick us to win?
I think. Look,
Come on.
I think if we go on the road to Cincinnati, I think we could beat Cincinnati. I think Tua can outplay.
Yeah.
I think Tua can outplay Joe Burrow.
Yeah, CB, you lie to yourself. You lie to whoever.
I'm telling you, bro. That's just how I feel.
The
I
Bengals
feel like
got, hold on. The Bengals got a dome now?
nah, Tua can play in that cold weather. He did it in Buffalo. He could do it in Cincy.
Jesus. Stop it, man.
Bro. Hey, I'm taking my guy. I'm telling you. I'm taking my guy, man. But this is the thing too. I hopefully we do get the opportunity to play. I would love to see Tua play one of these, so-called big time quarterbacks. We've seen him, throw 6 touchdowns against Baltimore. We've seen him have really good moments, right?
Yeah.
Against some of the best players in the league, some of the best talent in the league.
He a moment quarterback. He'll have moments.
Yeah. So I feel like if he gets in the playoffs, he may, he can have one of those moments.
Yeah, he could, but the thing about Tua is his moments doesn't become his identity.
I mean, it's hard for moments to become consistent. I mean, consistency, right?
No, because guess what? Patrick Mahomes don't have moments because it's his identity. But it's really just a whole bunch of his moments put together on a consistent basis.
Like when we look at Joe Burrow, Joe Burrow is, I mean, we can say he's consistent, and I mean, he has some moments. He doesn't have a ton of them, but he has some moments.
Joe Burrow is the prime example of not being a reason his team loses. He is the prime quintessential example of
What about Herbert?
Herbert, his stock has fallen a little for me. It's still better than Tua, in my opinion, but his stock has fallen. He's in the biggest of big games because I've seen Herbert duel in big games and win those games and ball out.
I've seen him fail in big games too, though.
But I've also seen him blow big games in the playoffs.
Right.
So, but here's the deal. I've seen Herbert versus good teams through and through play well more than I've seen Tua in against good teams. And remember, he got to deal with the Chiefs twice a year.
Yeah, but this is the TD.
And I got some big time games of him in the Chiefs where he balled out.
TD, this is the first time I've ever heard you say, even on your channel, my channel, anybody's channel, any space, any show you've been on, the Dolphins Collective, Roundtable, I've never heard you say that the Miami Dolphins would never win a playoff game with Tua.
Well, let me say this. I've always said we'll never win a Super Bowl with Tua.
Now you're saying playoff
Now
game?
it's playoffs because here we are going into year 6, and I get it now. And I get it now. Until he can go through Buffalo and win this division, my mind won't change because he can't win a road playoff game versus a cold team. If anything, you'll luck out and have to
But
travel
how do
to
you know
Houston
that?
or
How do you know
Jacksonville
that he can't win a playoff game versus a
because he
cold
never
team?
has. And until he
He's only
does, he
played
can't.
one. He's only
Listen,
played in one.
CB,
TD.
this is the rule, CB. This is the rule.
If you haven't done it
Until
before,
you
you can't.
do, you can't. Until you do, you can't. A lot of people need to start paying attention to that rule. Until you do, you can't.
Okay, so Tua has on the road threw 6 touchdowns and beat Baltimore, right? He beat Baltimore in Baltimore. He's done it before. So can he go into Baltimore and do it
in
again?
70-degree weather? 50, 60, 70-degree weather? See, I'm talking about a playoff game here. I'm talking about when the temperature in Baltimore. Come on, man, CB, let's put it together, man.
What you mean? You put it together.
All I'm saying to you is, until he does, he can't. The moment, like if he go out there this year, we go to a first round and we go to whatever good team in the cold weather. I don't care if it's 10, 20, 30 degrees. He goes out, he plays well, and we win that game. Tua can win us the playoff game. Okay, that changes. I was wrong. But until he does it, he can't. Because I see him in those games. He is a non-factor, non-existent when the weather is there and the season on the line. He is a nobody in those moments.
TD, I have a question for you. Is this Cole thing a Tua thing or is it a Miami Dolphins thing? And I'm gonna ask you this because when we look at the numbers and we look at past games, Miami Dolphins history, Dan Marino also was bad in cold weather. He also played bad games in cold weather. He also struggled in the playoffs in cold weather.
Can we back up for a second?
I mean,
that's why. Hey, hold on. That's why Dan the Man went and won the division. That's why Dan the Man went and won the division.
So you say he went, but there were times where he didn't win a division.
Hey, and he may have struggled in them games, but you had times where Dan the Man won a division.
Yeah, and I think Tua may have times where he wins the division, but we haven't gotten there yet. But now, I'm saying, is this a Miami Dolphins thing? Because Dan Marino couldn't do it, he struggled, or is this a Tua and Mike McDaniel thing?
This is all of it encompassed.
Okay, so it's fair to say that the Miami Dolphins as an organization has struggled in cold weather.
Yeah. That's all I really be saying. But understand this: the reason why Tua gets lumped in there solo by himself sometimes is because you're the franchise quarterback. If you're the franchise quarterback, you can't be a part of the reason. I'm tired of you in those moments being a part of the reason.
And there were times where Dan Marino was a part of the reason.
I agree. So this is the thing. This is what I can't stand arguing about. The exception to the rule. It's almost like put it like this. Lamar Jackson is going to be a part of the reason 2 out of 10 times.
Okay.
Patrick Mahomes is going to be a part of the reason 1 out of 10 times. Okay? Josh Allen is going to be a part of the reason 2 or 3 out of 10 times. But Tua Tagovailoa is a part of the reason 7 or 8 out of the 10 times. That's what, so I hate when people say, yeah, but this person has done it too. God, there's levels to this.
And I understand there's levels.
Everybody has bummed in the cold weather. Everybody has struggled in certain circumstances. But how often in those circumstances do you? That's all I'm saying.
Do those guys?
We gotta stop comparing a guy. Oh, well, Josh Allen just did it. Yeah, that was the one. That was the 2 out of 10 times. But this guy is 6 or 7 or 8 out of 10 times.
But you got to understand, those guys play in cold weather That they are
call
cold
it what you
weather.
want.
They are
Call it what
cold
you want.
weather, but they are cold weather players like Kansas City. Like TD, you got to be fair too. And this is what I don't like. I don't think you're fair a lot of times because you're looking at quarterbacks, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, all play in cold weather organizations.
So
Like Tua is the only one out of that group that does not play in a cold weather organization. He is not used to playing in cold weather situations. The Miami Dolphins as a team aren't used to playing in cold weather situations. I understand what you're saying wholeheartedly when you say, hey, the Miami Dolphins need to win the division and play home. They need home field advantage in order to win playoff games.
okay.
I think that's the case too. That's fair. We're not a great cold weather team. So
Okay.
we would have to win a division.
Okay.
But for you to say those guys they're the problem 2 out of 10 times, those guys get a bunch of different opportunities to play in that weather. Tua doesn't get a ton of opportunities to play in cold weather and play big time games in cold weather. Like he has only played one big game in cold weather, a playoff game in cold weather. Josh Allen has probably played between 10 and 15. Lamar Jackson has probably played between 10 and 15.
So
Joe Burrow has probably played between 6 to 10 games.
so
Like
he told
they
us he
have
was
a
going to
much
he told
much
us
larger sample
he told us
size.
he was going to Maryland to
Bro.
work at his brother's
They
school.
why you
He
trying to
told
avoid it, bro? They have a much larger sample size
he
of
told
playing in
us he
cold
was
weather
going to
games.
Maryland to train.
Bro, you stop, bro. Just stop. You terrible, bro. Quick.
He said he was going to
He
Maryland.
did. He
And
did.
then
And
I
that's
heard he
why,
never went.
look,
Then
that's
I
why.
heard he never
But
went.
see, this is why he went into Buffalo. And that's why he dueled Josh Allen down to the wire.
Man,
Because he
what
went to
doing about yeah,
because he
sure.
went to Maryland and he got it in this offseason and played in the cold. And that's why he played well in the cold this year.
Listen.
Like, come on, bro.
Listen, until you got somebody better than Josh Allen, we ain't winning the division. Do you know the roster them bums had last year was like nothing? Do you know that roster literally didn't have
Nah,
any?
stop. They had players. They just didn't have.
They
They didn't have a
didn't.
ton of. Look, they didn't have a ton of skill positions or big names.
Exactly.
They still had Keon Coleman.
Exactly.
They still
As
had.
long as they got Josh Allen, they getting 11 at a minimum.
Yeah, I'm not. Look, I'm not disagreeing with you there. I'm not.
Until you get a better quarterback than Josh Allen, it don't matter.
Josh Allen is Josh Allen, bro. Josh Allen
Until
is.
you get a better
You can't
quarterback
compare.
than him, it
You
don't
can't
matter.
compare. You can't compare Tua to Josh Allen though.
Exactly. That's the
You can't.
point. That's the
He's not
point.
right. He's not that guy.
Until you
He's
get
not
a guy
Patrick
better than Josh
Mahomes.
Allen, you ain't winning the division.
He's
So
not Lamar.
you're gonna always have
But
that cold
I
issue.
don't. But see, I don't agree with that because I feel like the Dolphins can put a good enough team together.
They can carry Tua. They can carry Tua over Josh Allen.
No, because I think you need a good. I think you need a good defense to beat Josh Allen, and I don't think we had a good defense last year.
Let me ask you a question. Give the Miami Dolphins Buffalo roster last year. How many games we win?
You said give Tua
Give Tua the Buffalo Bills offense and defense last year.
How many games did they win last year?
14 or something?
14.
Wait, hold on.
15?
Let me look it up.
I'll answer your question. I think if you put Tua in that situation, same coaching situation, same everything. Oh, I think TD left. I think if you put Tua in that same situation, same coaching, same everything, I think, maybe Tua wins 11 games compared to the 14 that they won, or 10 at the least. I say 10 at the least, because I feel like they had a solid defense. They made plays defensively. They got stops, and I feel like they still had enough skill players to get it done. Now, Josh Allen did carry him sometimes with running the football and doing things like that. And I say the difference in the 3 to 4 games that Tua can't get for him. I think that's the difference. You back, TD?
13-4.
So they went 13-4. I say,
don't tell me Josh Allen carried them some games. He carried them every game.
Okay, he might have
Every
carried them
game.
every game, but I think Tua gets at least 10 to 11 wins with that team.
Oh Lord.
What do you think is less? What do you think?
Man, we would have won 6 games. You crazy?
Oh man, stop it, TD, you true? 6 games?
We'd have won 6 games with that
If Tua stays healthy and he has the same
man,
roster,
you done lost to CB. We'd have won 6 games with that roster, man.
bro, you are delusional,
Bro, do you know how bad their secondary was last year? Do you know that O-line?
Their defense was still
O-line
getting
together.
stops. Come on, what are we talking about?
Stop it, man. They number one
They
receiver.
ran the ball
number one
well.
receiver.
Hey, Cook was all pro or
Number one receiver.
Keon Coleman.
Exactly. Compared to Tyreek Hill, that's a 10 versus a 6. Man, Tua need a Tyreek.
We not
You
comparing.
give Tua Keon Coleman.
We not
You give Tua
comparing.
Keon Coleman. We going right back to
That's like Devontae Parker. He turned Devontae Parker was a player with Tua.
Yeah, but that was an elite defense. The Buffalo ain't having a defense like that last year.
TD, I think you tripping right now, bro.
No,
I don't know what's got into you tonight. Hey,
we'd have won 6 to 8 games with that roster, CB. They ain't got man Waddle better than anything they got in the receiving core.
Why are we comparing, bro? I'm not comparing them. You said this. I didn't compare.
Said we can get the 10 wins. Tua can get the 10 wins with that roster.
With that
Waddle
team,
is better than their whole receiving core.
With that team, that organization, that coaching staff. What you're not considering is the coaching staff.
Stop it.
The coaching staff has a lot to do with that, TD.
Man,
the structure,
you know they were giving up 30
the culture,
and 40 points and still winning.
All of that. Come on,
They were
bro.
giving up 30 and 40 points and still winning.
T, I hate to cook you like this. I hate
bro,
getting you on here and doing this.
You know
bro.
what? You say you cooking me every time you start getting cooked.
Bro, I hate doing this. I'm telling you. I hate doing this.
If you would have had Tua on that Buffalo roster last year without Tyreek and Waddle and Keon Coleman would have been the number 1. They would have won 6 to 8 games, bro.
Nah, TD, because they had a good run game. Tua can thrive when teams have a really good run game.
You don't have nobody taking the top off. They would have loaded the heck out of that box.
We didn't have anybody taking the top off this year.
Tyreek and Waddle,
we weren't taking no shots.
We weren't taking safety. That's why,
bro. We weren't taking no shots.
Buffalo would have gave They would have gave Buffalo a single high on every play. If it was Tua with Keon Coleman, the problem is they actually was trying to stop Buffalo run, but they couldn't pursue it because what if Josh Allen still got the ball? His versatility is wreaked fear in him, man. Man, we need Skylar Thompson back, bro.
Hey, bro, you a Josh Allen.
We need Skylar Thompson back.
Bro.
We need Skylar Thompson back if we're gonna have a chance, man.
Bro, you trolling right now.
This is
bad. This is hey, I don't
lead them to a Super Bowl, man.
Hey, TD, I don't give you the link to get Twitter, TD. I don't want Twitter, TD. Please.
Hey, I'm not Twitter. Hey,
this is Twitter, TD. I don't like Twitter, TD. Can I get Dolphins Collective, TD?
You know what? Okay. Let me fold my hands and behave.
Hey, can I please get Dolphins Collective, TD?
Let me fold my hands and behave.
Like, why you would never do this with Omar Pool Part around? Why?
Yes, I would.
No, you wouldn't. You would never do this, bro. This is crazy, bro. This is nasty work. You come on here and you give me the Twitter, TD, bro. This is wild.
Listen, man. Listen, I give you the truth.
Sad. This is sad. But
you
TD,
know what time it is. He knows Skylar was our best hope at freedom.
I'm done. Hey, Twitter TD is banned from my channel. Just whenever I send you the link again, just let me know which one you bring it, and I'll let you know if you can come up with that.
Man, I'm just saying, man, we would have won 6 to 8 games, bro.
I hate you, TD.
If we had that Buffalo roster, man, we would have won 6 to 8 easy.
Hey, man. I'm done with you for the night, bro. I'm done. Hey, I appreciate you coming through, TD. This was fun. Great show. We got to get together soon, man. The Miami roundtable's coming up soon, right?
Yeah, we're gonna start when the season starts.
What else you got going on right now? Dolphins Collective. What's Dolphins Collective's Tuesdays and Thursdays?
Well, Mondays and Thursdays right now. So we're gonna switch it up when the season starts. We'll figure that out in the coming weeks. But right now, Monday and Thursdays for Dolphin Collective. Obviously, Fourth and Forever with Roundtable Sports. We're starting a new schedule this week. Bleacher Report that starts this week. A whole new lineup for that. No, but we
You
just
everywhere right now, man. You're working,
yeah.
bro. Working.
Well, I'm working on something else. 'Cause we just declined the offer from BetUS TV or whatever. So we're working on something else bigger right now, but I can't talk about it until it actually finalized. The cash got to be right. You know how that go.
Yeah. Get your boy involved on that cash, bro. Let's make this. Let's go make a run of this thing, man.
Yeah, man. But outside of that, man, just growing bigger and better, doing as much as I possibly can to take care of my family, bro. It's that simple.
That's good, bro. That's a blessing. No, I'm proud of you and all that you're accomplished, bro. Shout out to you and the channels and all you got going on, man. You do a good job, bro. It's entertaining, it's fun. Just don't bring the trolling TD around too much, man. He's a wild boy. That boy gets out of hand sometimes.
All right, CB, man. Listen, man. It's always I get out of hand, and then a year later, everything that was out of hand come true.
Oh, okay.
Everything that was
Hey,
out of hand come
what's the
true.
saying, TD?
Except Skyler.
Time.
Skyler and Rosen was with 2 losses. But you notice I keep losing on the quarterback because I'm that desperate. I'm that desperate.
Oh,
That's the
okay.
only
So it's,
reason I be getting the quarterback wrong because I be that desperate because what we got right now we got to deal with. That's desperation, bro.
How many wins you got the Dolphins winning this season, TD?
Early prediction. I got to give you a range. You know what? I ain't got to give you a range. I done seen these guys at camp now. Honest talk. If I'm a betting man and I had to put everything I own and love and everything on it,
Mm.
and only because I have to be safe, which should be the right projection, I'm gonna say the Dolphins win 9 games, and that's fair for me. That's 9 games.
Okay, I feel like that's fair. I feel
Yeah.
like that's a convenient take to say 9
Yeah,
wins.
I can't go over
Safe.
that because of the
Yeah.
schedule, but we also got to see how other teams look too. It's hard to tell, but here's what I don't like because every team gets injured, CB. And I think I said this earlier to you. Every team has some kind of injuries. It's just a matter of, which players and when. I hate that the harder part of our schedule is on the back end. I wish it was on the front end while we had more people healthy to try to win some of those. Because we've made it a culture in Miami now to just say injuries are the reason. And we sit around and act like they're not inevitable though. Tell me a team where injuries aren't inevitable. What, it happens once every 2 years for a team or two? It's
Yeah.
inevitable. It's just
I
you hope some of the big guys don't go down.
It is inevitable. I think, when you look at a football team, I feel like you're only as good as your weakest link. And, guys are going to get opportunities to play because guys go down. So that's why it's really important to put a strong 55-man roster together because some of those guys are going to end up playing that you didn't expect to play. So that's going to be important. And honestly, I feel like injuries are a thing, but I feel like the way injuries have hit us has hit a little bit differently than other teams. And I understand what you're saying. Like every
Yeah.
team deals with injuries. But the quarterback position is just one you can't continue to have a guy out 5 or 6 games. It just
Yeah,
can't.
but you're
It's not
investing in the
sustainable.
guy. You invested in a guy who already had the risk to begin with. So what do you think? What do you expect?
Yeah, and I mean, and that's fair, right? And if you're gonna invest in a guy like that, then you better have somebody behind him that can play and carry him for those 3 to 4 games that he misses and get you 2 to 3 wins. And that hasn't been the case for us
Like
in the
who?
past.
Like who?
Like maybe Zach Wilson is that guy. Maybe Quinn Ewers is that guy who could still win games despite your starter being out. And that's what McDaniel hasn't done. And that's a slight on McDaniel because he's supposed to be a quarterback whisperer, quarterback guru, offensive guy.
So
Like you should be finding a way to win some of those games that your starting quarterback is out
so
because you
Tua get hurt again, then what?
If Tua gets hurt again, and what do you mean by hurt? Is that 2 games? Is that 5 games, 6
3 or
games?
more, 3 or more, and
If
we
he
lose.
gets,
We miss the playoffs by 1 game.
oh, you got to move on. You got to. It's
Y'all said
time.
that last year.
No. But I mean, we might have said that last year, but you look at the offseason and the way it went, like you aren't in a position to move off, and you don't have a better alternative. So I think
Y'all can say that for the next 10 years.
no, I don't think so. I think if that happens, and TD must have dropped out. I think if it happens this year, um, you may be in a position to reset the whole thing, and that's including McDaniel, that's including Tua, that's including maybe Greer. Even though I feel like Greer's done a good job, you may be in a position to make wholesale changes. If Tua is out this year and you miss the playoffs and um, you know, don't meet expectations.
Greer's gonna be back no matter what. I'm convinced now.
I mean, I don't think Greer's been the problem, to be completely honest with you. I know you're a big Greer component. I mean, you feel like Greer's the reason for the lack of success, but I don't
Oh,
necessarily
who
feel
said
that
that?
way.
Who said that?
You've said that before.
Who said that?
You've said that.
No, you ain't hearing me right.
You've said that Greer has been the reason that the Miami Dolphins have not won a playoff game.
Yeah, because I have and I haven't, and this is what I've always said. Greer's ability to survive is impeccable because it's like he's the GM, but he won't take the reins 100%. He lives and operates out of the threshold of being a team player. Well,
But that's
I'm
part of
doing
it,
what.
TD.
No,
That's
no, no,
part of
no,
being
no,
a
no, no.
GM, though.
No, for the first time, he stopped being a team player and he making his picks. He
Yeah,
did,
and he
you know.
said that. He said he's not going to defer to McDaniel as much as he used to.
Exactly,
Right.
exactly. And now he hitting on a few, maybe, but I think he is. I think these guys we just brought in are really, really good, but we'll see. But he's hitting, in my opinion, now. We'll see how that goes to make sure, but that's part of the problem. This is why I know I feel like he's gonna be back. He's the issue because you got to take full ownership of everything and make the decisions and make the coach.
I mean, you do have to make the coach, and you have to make some decisions, even
You
though
build a team. Don't
yes,
collaboratively. I like this guy, man. Listen, man, I'm gonna put this team together. You coach it.
and that's how it should be. But you also want to have a good working relationship with your guy,
Yeah,
and
but yeah,
figure out what he needs and what he doesn't need, and try to help him along too. Like I feel like there's a very fine line between being stern on what you need and also working with your coach, right?
well,
I
it
feel like
hasn't
that's tough.
worked.
That's a blur. Those are blurred lines.
Yeah, it hasn't worked. So now, McDaniel coach. Let's see your coaching ability, because you are not getting everything you want.
And I feel like that's fair. And I feel like that should be the approach at this point because he's tried to work alongside him and he's tried to kind of, work with what he wants. And now it's time for him to just McDaniel needs to focus on coaching the guys up, and Greer should be focused on bringing guys in that he feels can fulfill the roster. So
Yeah, you seen Ramsey drop that statement today, right?
what
The
did he
reason why
say?
he wanted out of Miami.
No, I didn't see it. What did he say?
They're like, we'll never win a Super Bowl with that quarterback.
Did he really say that? Are you lying? You
I'm
trolling.
lying, but that's probably what he was thinking.
Bro, what? Hey, you're a fool, bro. I gotta go to sleep, bro. You making my head hurt.
Oh man, boy, they gonna be mad at me.
Hey,
They gonna be mad at me,
hey,
boy.
I'm gonna just, hey, what I'm gonna do is after the show, I'm gonna quote that. I'm gonna say, hey, TD just dropped this bomb on my show. He said that Jalen Ramsey said that the Miami Dolphins will never win a Super Bowl with Tua. That's great. Hey, you going viral tonight. Don't
Hey,
worry.
it will. Oh, that clown, he never said that. Then why y'all give this clown the time of the
Bro,
day? Why y'all giving him attention? He makes y'all look, oh my God. Like,
bro,
people need to stop crying so much. You ain't gonna change me
bro. Well,
crying.
they be big mad at you, TD. Big
I know it, but I
mad.
love every bit of it.
That's
Like,
funny.
but the saddest part is, when you see individuals who really truly like, it's one thing to disagree and be like, I don't listen to that guy. He's a clown to me. That's fine with me. I don't care about that stuff. That's good. You should feel that way if you don't vibe with it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But it's the people that really, truly, they are like, man, I need to see him like fall. Like we got to figure this. Like people, they'll show up on your show and be like, y'all need to stop watching this guy. You're giving him legitimacy. And Omar and them, they just be laughing. They be like, oh man, these people be like, oh, why are y'all giving him legitimacy? And I like, why? What? And I had to clap back on one person online.
So you
I
you
said,
got it in the comments or this was chat?
oh, I got in the comments. I
Oh,
had to
okay.
write a long thing, and people, I had to read them for Phil. Like, oh well, you have no like, the people that be like, you have no credibility, or you haven't worked hard. I should do what you do. You don't do nothing. I said, oh, so you've had a period where you went live 4 times a day for 2 years straight, where you travel to every training camp, where when breaking news jump, you're first online to drop it and give your opinion. The one who does 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 hour streams the time when the game got delayed. Are you the person that put in that kind of work? Like, don't tell
They
me
don't.
that I don't do anything. You ain't gotta like what I do, but don't tell me I don't do anything and I don't put work in. You ain't gotta like my
Nah.
opinion, how I bring it, how I deliver it. Yeah, you can say that I'm stupid with my takes, but don't tell me I don't work.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. TD. No, I don't think anybody could put the work past you. Like you get it in for sure. Like people might not like your takes, but bro, you're a hard worker. You get it in. Like ain't nobody working harder in the community than TD fans talk. Point blank.
No,
Period.
Doug work a lot harder than me. Doug be consistent. I don't work as hard anymore because
Nah, I feel like Doug does a good job too. I feel
no,
like
Doug grind. I don't work as
yeah,
hard. You
Doug
know,
put a, Doug puts out a video a day like religiously. Like
yeah,
I feel like the live shows are more difficult though. I
yeah,
feel
I
like
work.
it's harder to maintain.
I don't do that as much anymore. So yeah, I mean, and that's because God's blessed me. But
Yeah, yeah,
but outside of that, yeah, I just take it for what obligations say, and then that gives me a constant, steady flow. But but yeah, man, it's a grind. But that's why I appreciate you letting me on here and rocking with you, because I see you whenever you crank it up, you grind too. You be up on these streams, giving it to these people. That's why they need to know about you too, man. So the
yeah,
more you do stuff like this, I'm able to let my audience, Doug, and everybody collab with everybody, man. Try to
yeah,
work
yeah,
with as many people as you can, as long as they can be respectful and not be a hater. Work with them, and then so people will know who you are for sure.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I appreciate you, TD. It's always love, bro.
All right, y'all. Y'all take care. Thanks for watching. I'll see you later, CB.
See you. Shout out to the homie TD for popping up on me, bro. I was only expecting to go an hour, 15 minutes, something like that, bro. We going on 3 hours, bro. Y'all keep me up. Y'all keep me away from the wife, bro. She gonna kill me, but it's all good. That shows the love for y'all, bro. So, hey, I appreciate y'all. Be sure we had like 60, 70 people watching at one point. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Donate, become a member if you can. It just helps the channel grow. It helps me be more consistent. Shows the worth, right? The value in it. So I appreciate you guys. Look at who popped up. Who was this? Who was that right there? Who was that?
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Yo, this is fun, man. Hey, shout out to everybody in the chat. David in the building. Nice work, CB. Always good to watch. I appreciate you. Shout out to the homie Q in the building. Shout out to the homies, man. Hey, a lot of y'all popped in. Yes, sir. Shout out to the homie Q in the building. Hey, the Wayne D experience in the building. My bad. I'm late, bro. He just got back from NY. That's what's up, bro. Glad you made it back. Safe travels. We had a good group. H was in here. That Dolphins realtor was in here. Cliff D. Woo back. Shout out to the homie Woo back, man. My homie, my Australian homie. I appreciate you coming through. Man, hey, love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Support the channel. Support everybody's channel by liking, subscribing, sharing it. If you could just share this stream with like 1 or 2 people, just click the link, copy it, and send it out to like 2 or 3 Dolphin fans, or 2 or 3 NFL fans, right? And it doesn't have to be Dolphin fans. Some people just enjoy, a good watch of talking about, NFL football. So if you can send this out to 2 or 3 people, it will help tremendously. Like I said, hitting the like button just kind of helps with the algorithm, helps to get out there. And I appreciate TD Fins Talk, Big C, Vamos got those. Irv came through. Who else came through? Big Nick came through. We had a really good show tonight. Good 3 hours of Miami Dolphins content. So I appreciate you guys. Love you guys. I support the grind. And I'll see you. I'll be back soon, probably within the next 1 to 2 days. So be on the lookout. Hit the notification buttons because you'll never know when I'm live. So I don't have a consistent schedule. So be sure to hit the notification button so it lets you know when I do go live. So I love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Y'all already know what time it is. It's Fins Take with CB83, and your boy is out. See ya. Wouldn't want to be ya. Out this joint. Holla at your boy.